Welcome to I'll Be There, the ultimate wedding podcast by Priya
and Nim
from Pristine Events. Whether you're a bride-to-be
or a groom gearing up
or just a wedding lover at heart, we've got you.
Welcome back to another episode of I'll Be There. I'm Nim.
I'm Priya.
And today we're joined by
Malkit and Taran,
the owners of Paragon Music. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi,
Good
guys.
to see you
Taran
guys
and
again.
Malkit,
Thank you.
great to have you here.
Yeah.
I finally said that you can come on.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Finally you let us come on.
No, I'm messing. I've been asking them to come on the pod for both.
The
been asking
longest
them to
time.
come on for ages.
It's
And
our
we're
fault, really. We kept cancelling.
busy guys.
You
It's
are.
a good problem to have, right?
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us anyway.
Yeah. So I thought we'd start off by just talking about your journey into Paragon Music, right from the very beginning.
Like, how did you get into DJing, first of all? How did you know you wanted to be a DJ?
Didn't know at first, to be fair.
Yeah.
Started off purely by accident. I actually started off as a dhol player,
Yeah.
and then kind of, as you do, become a roadie,
Yeah.
playing dhol, and then you kind of just transition into it. And then by pure mistake, like I come from a family of DJs,
Yeah.
so we mess around at home, this and that, and then by chance, kind of at a job, got involved in it, started playing background music, took a liking to it. Some of the elders thought there was something there, and they sort of, it kind of just happened,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but never actually set out to be one.
Yeah.
But how old were you at this age?
About 15? Yeah, about 15,
That's
16.
young.
Yeah,
15,
proper
16,
young.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, what about you?
Same, really.
Yeah.
I wanted to be an MC first.
yeah.
Just-
I don't know why. 'cause
Funny
I
enough,
don't-
and he
I
hates
don't-
talking on the
I don't
mic now.
speak on the
Just
microphone at all.
the irony is that like Taran never speaks on the mic.
Yeah. But I used to, I used to want to be an MC. But I started off crewing as well. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad wanted me to get a job.
Okay.
And
Like most Indian
yeah.
parents, they don't want you to get
Yeah.
into it. They frown on everything that you do, coming home late, this, that, and the other. But it just kind of happened. It just by pure accident it happened, and then you kind of we both love music, innit? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
as you're doing it, you're downloading tracks, burning CDs,
Yeah.
etc., etc.,
Yeah.
etc., and then you start playing out in front of a crowd, and you kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah.
And then, in my opinion, if you look at like young DJs, you can always tell if someone's got it or not.
Yeah.
And when someone when you get a lot of feedback saying, yeah, he's got something, then you kind of take that and you run with it. Yeah.
I feel like also at the age of 15, 16, it's a really cool job to have. Like, to your friends.
At the time we were growing up,
Yeah.
like around school and stuff, being in a part of roadshow or being part of the DJ
Yeah.
scene was a very popular thing to
Yeah.
be a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is
it
that
was
from
very-
your area?
Even
or
just being a roadie, like
Okay.
just, like now it's not like that at all.
Yeah.
Because of like this is before social media, innit? It's
Yeah,
before
yeah, yeah.
like Instagram, TikTok, all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So back then it was like if you're part of being at gigs on the weekend and you
Yeah.
got cool stories from the weekend, that was like a popular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So very much so everyone wanted to be part of it, and if
Yeah.
you were part of it, everyone wanted to be on your bandwagon. So it was
Yeah.
like more so for us, we would say yes to every job.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We'd never turn them down,
Yeah.
which is kind of a bad thing.
Yeah.
But do you find that now with like people like coming on board with you when you need help, when you're asking people, do you feel like they're more reluctant because it's a bit
They
like
always say no.
really?
Now
Is
it's-
it pay or is it just because like
It's different now.
The work
Okay.
ethic is gone.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that now in today's generation, and it's no offense to anyone, but I just feel like that
No,
the
it's-
work ethic is just not there. The way we had it, it was
Yeah.
very much a grafting. It's,
Yeah.
it's hard and
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
easy work.
Yeah.
But obviously back then the shows weren't the same either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very much like projector shows and
Yeah. Yeah.
like small.
You could load up in like one van.
One
That's
van
it.
for the weekend and you're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, now
Yeah.
you're talking about lorries and like
Yeah.
3-4 vans on a job. It's different.
I feel like the path before. I mean, I might be wrong. Obviously, I'm no DJ. Actually.
You
You
were-
were.
you
Well,
were-
you
you
were.
were-
I didn't want to bring it
you were-
up.
you were-
I'm DJ'd. Yeah,
I've got
once.
a
I played
video
one
to
song.
prove that.
Yeah, we got some proof.
No, but I feel like before there was like a quite a clear path. Like you start off as a roadie and then you work your way up, and there was kind of no other way to become a DJ. Whereas now, I feel like people can just like become viral on social media.
No, they
and be like, yeah,
become
I'm
a DJ first now.
Yeah,
It's
see-
like you
yeah.
start
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
DJ,
yeah.
which is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Not the way we had.
They don't
People
have to
see
kind of go
the-
through that.
Yeah, exactly.
baptism
They
of
don't
fire.
see the graft on the back end. They see the TikTok reels,
Yeah,
they see the
yeah.
Instagram reels, and they think that yes, I can do that, and they do it from their bedrooms and they do it from wherever they're doing it, recording it, and it becomes viral, and that's it. They think they've skipped that whole part. But for us, even people who contact us now,
Yeah.
like even we had a couple of inquiries this morning just for people who want to come on board and start
Yeah, on
off.
our website.
Yeah, they were just on our website asking for work and stuff. But we always promote that you start from the bottom.
Yeah.
You do the graft, and it's not for any particular reason of like we don't trust that person to do anything, but it's to learn the way we learn. That's the only way you're going to get the ethic of the company. And this is probably broad for all companies. Do you know what I mean? Even outside of the DJ sector, but like everyone else in the industry, you want them to start from the bottom so they understand exactly what they're getting involved in, and it's the same way that we were brought up. Then I can trust a person to go and
Yeah.
execute a job
Yeah.
the way I would do it, because they've done the same thing that we've done now. Technically, do you know what I mean? Like even some of our guys now, like they've done it for a year. We say, nah, you got to do about 2-3 seasons of this
Yeah.
Yeah.
before you truly understand exactly what it takes
Yeah.
to come up to the next level, basically.
Is it important as a DJ to understand the rigging stuff, because like in case something goes wrong, or like I don't know, like to understand how to put a show together?
Yes and no.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Talent is everything, to be
Yeah.
fair. Still,
Yeah.
you have to have talent to DJ.
Yeah.
But like we like to say, look, talent is like it's important, but at the same time, you need to know everything from the back end.
Yeah.
Because you are right. If the sound does go,
Yeah. Yeah.
you're the person at the front.
You're the
Yeah.
face.
You're the
innit?
face. Like everyone's
Yeah.
gonna look at you straight away.
Yeah.
Even if it's not your fault, it's always the DJ's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
That's what we see.
And also, there's another side of it is that you're selling this. You're going to end
Yeah.
up talking to your clients.
Yeah.
You need to know exactly
to
what you're
understand
talking
like, how
about.
you gonna kit out a venue?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
the people want to come to you. It's like, now the thing has changed as well. Is that it's more of a production.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's more
not
of a
just
bigger
the DJ.
production, yeah.
You are basically like, if you got a client now, for example, and you're a senior DJ, you need to know everything. You're going to end up going to the site visits. You're going to end up talking to the clients about X, Y, and Z. That's not just about music. That's the easy part. That's the last meeting that we have with our clients is about the music. But everything else leading up to that is your content for the screen, is your everything else in the back end, logistics, things like that. But the DJ has to know all these things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it helps that they understand part of it. But if you're a super hot, talented DJ, we'll do that for you. innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's different, isn't it? So it just depends on. That's why we say yes or no.
Yeah. Fine. No, that makes sense.
Okay, so tell me about Paragon Music. Tell me how it got to be where it is right now as like one of the biggest DJ and AV companies
I
basically
think
in the UK.
probably Taran's better equipped because he started with Paragon from when
Yeah.
he
From
first
birth.
started.
I
yeah,
mean, look,
exactly.
I'm not 40 years old.
Yeah,
but-
yeah, yeah. Paragon actually started in 1986. It was founded by
Hodge and Tubbs.
Yeah, by Hodge and
Yeah.
Tubbs, and they started it back in '86. We weren't even born then, so
Yeah, yeah. We weren't even thought of, to be
yeah,
fair.
we weren't even thought of it. Yeah. But so they started it back in '86. And funnily enough, this year, 2026, is our 40 years of Paragon.
Yeah.
Love
So
that.
this is a big year for us.
Big year for us, yeah. And
Yeah.
we've got some things behind the scenes that we're actually working on to promote the 40 years and things that we're going to do. But that's for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, Taran started when he first started was in Paragon from the beginning, so it's better equipped to say.
It started 40 years ago. When did you guys come on board, or when did you come on board?
So I
with
came on board
Paragon?
when I was like 16.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you said you
So,
started
but
around.
first it was very different though. It wasn't so like look, the whole DJ sector was different.
Yeah.
In terms of it was like you're very much sort of like I never met the whole entire team. So I
Okay.
never even probably met Hodge and Tubbs, the owners, probably until about 18, 19.
Is that because they were the owners and they were like,
No, you never really met everyone. There was so many teams, and Paragon was considered like the #1 brand.
Yeah.
This was before all these other brands came out, and obviously there were a few brands that were top as well.
Yeah.
But Paragon was really considered like the forefront in terms of like doing all like the TV. We used to call it TV magic. So like it used to be one of the first to bring out the sort of screens and the songs, and the video would be playing in the background, things like that. So it's very much like innovative. Like
Yeah.
that's what it's like. That's what they kind of branded themselves as.
Yeah.
But other than that, then obviously as the years progressed, it became more of a sort of bit of a bigger business really.
So basically, what you're saying is that Paragon were kind of like at the forefront of like the large
Yeah,
scale
everything.
production
Yeah.
and the screens and
Yeah,
all that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
Because I was speaking to somebody the other day, and they were saying that screens used to be like back in the day. I think it was you actually.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a
Uh,
thing.
It used to be
Like,
like
it
a
used to be a
TV
big
on
thing.
wheels, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
really
No,
like.
it was like- It was like
like,
projector screens.
Okay.
Yeah.
first
So-
it was multiple screens. It's like 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you've got
yeah,
loads.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
Paragon were kind of known for that.
Yeah.
They would
Okay.
have like 5, 6 screens set up, projector screens, but they'd be known for that Paragon TV magic where
Yeah.
they play like the videos.
Yeah.
of,
There'll be like
of
an
the
actual VJ, call it.
a video jockey.
Yeah, not a
Okay.
DJ.
He was
so a
dedicated
VJ.
to
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
with the videos.
Really? But
Okay.
what videos were like music
Videos,
What?
but in
Yeah,
time
yeah.
with the music. So he would be
Ah.
mixing,
definitely
at the
mixing
same time as the
That's pretty
as
sick.
the DJ. Yeah, so it was kind of like their thing.
Yeah.
And it
We should
became
do our
very
next show,
popular.
she loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it's a lot to think about, isn't it? Mixing your music and
So
your
like you
videos.
just had to
Yeah.
kind of like so it would be
Wait,
one
wait, go
person
back.
standing
So
in the
that
middle.
profession just died out now.
It's
Like
kind of-
someone's pure
No, you could
talent
do
was
it
to
now.
mix
You could technically
videos.
do it. Like we
Okay.
could technically have videos,
Yeah.
play videos from our DJ software.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine,
like
okay,
the
so
technology's
what-
So
okay,
changed,
okay,
it's
okay,
like
okay,
the
so you
can
technology's
actually do it.
changed, so it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of like
Ah.
obsolete. That
Oh,
person,
no,
that
the poor
VJ.
DJs,
that
what
VJ
they were up
job,
to
yeah,
now.
yeah.
But they were highly rated within Paragon. They would get paid similar rates to the DJ. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it was very considered like a top thing to be.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Even when I first came to Paragon, so I came in when I was about 21,
Yeah.
and it was like video jockey was really
Wow.
important, and it was unheard of to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not like a common thing like
Yeah.
from where we were, but it was really
It's what they
popular.
prided themselves with.
Yeah,
basically.
and
Yeah.
you'd now seeing the other side of it is that we when we speak to clients, they still ask about it.
Do
We're
they?
still doing Paragon TV Magic, and we're like, no, we
No.
don't do
Or
that.
the robot.
Yeah.
Paragon Dhol Academy.
Yeah,
You
like
should
this-
bring it back
yeah.
for the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
actually
Everyone's
should.
expecting this big
It means we
spectacle.
have to
You're just
increase
like,
our library again, man.
Yeah.
you just unretire the video jockeys
Yeah,
wherever they're
bring them
from. Just
back.
like call them back all together. Like
Yeah.
unite.
Reunion.
It was good though. It was good fun. I can't lie. Even when I came and I was like,
They put
seeing
funny
it.
videos on sometimes as well.
Yeah, they
of
put
people
like fun
dancing and
videos
this
of
and
people
that.
dancing this and that. It's been quite cool.
So
but-
like right now we have a video technician every single event now.
Yeah.
You have an LED like screen anyway,
Yeah.
but they don't do the same with what they were doing back in the day. So now it's just changing graphics, putting
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
screen
yeah.
content, things like that. It's very different, a lot more professional, call it.
Yeah.
But before it was a little bit more like just do what you want, and people used to love it. Like
Yeah.
people would actually turn around and start looking at the screens. So like if you're playing a track and the actual song is or like the video's on,
Yeah.
it'd be very different.
Okay.
So yeah. But now if you ask me, yeah, it's not something I don't think we're looking to bring back at the moment.
Can't imagine,
yeah, I don't
can't
think-
imagine clients would be
Yeah.
wanting music video playing.
yeah,
but-
if you know what I mean.
But
yeah.
the principle behind it was is that they were very innovative on
Yes,
what they did.
yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
thinking about
Yeah.
new ideas, bringing
Yeah,
them to the
yeah,
table, and showcasing them out to the industry, and actually making it a thing, making it a sort of like back then, viral would be everyone talking about it,
Yeah,
yeah.
rather
word
than
of
it
mouth,
being
yeah, there weren't no Instagram.
yeah,
or
it wasn't like
anything
Instagram
that,
Yeah.
sort of thing going on, but it was very much like everyone would talk about it,
Yeah.
and clients would call specifically asking for that
Yeah,
service.
yeah,
Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? Which is a big thing. Even now, till this day, since we're 5 years now into me and Taran actually buying Paragon music,
Yeah.
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 And even now, you get clients who are from the old 40-year pipeline. That you did our wedding, and now our daughter's getting married or our son's getting married, and
Aw.
that's like 26, 27
Even
years
we done the
later.
first birthday parties. Well, not us,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like,
apparently
yeah,
Paragon
like,
did the first
obviously
birthday
not
party.
us
Yeah, yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
but like the founders and the
Yeah.
previous teams and stuff.
Yeah.
They had done so many functions where people stayed loyal to Paragon.
Yeah.
Even till this day, the phone
Yeah.
rings for clients from back in the day, and now it's their kids or their nephews or their nieces, and it's really nice to see that, because the point being about talking about Paragon was very much a household brand.
Yeah.
Everyone, wherever you go within South Asian communities, especially in the Punjabi community, everyone knew who Paragon was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even for me coming in as an outsider, I wasn't Paragon from the beginning.
Yeah.
So when I came into Paragon, it was very much like the people I was speaking to
Yeah.
and clients that I had and stuff like that, they would literally say, yeah, Paragon, no problem. We had them 20 years ago. We had them 18 years ago. We had them
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's a nice thing to hear that
Yeah.
people still know.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? After
Yeah.
all these years, and it's worked quite well for us
Yeah.
personally since we took over. We took over 5 years ago. This is our 5th year, and we're still seeing those clients now.
Mm.
And that loyalty is untouched in it. So that's
Yeah.
a good thing about Paragon. Like I said, it was a very much a household brand
Yeah.
throughout the 90s, 2000s,
Yeah.
and it's worked really well for us.
There must have been a lot of pressure though to take that. Did you feel a lot of pressure taking over a big brand, been there for a long time, loyal clients?
Again, yes and no.
Yes
Yeah.
and no.
It's like, it was more
Yeah.
like, I'll be honest with you, like when we took over, I'll be straight up with you, we believed in Paragon itself,
Yeah.
Mm.
but we believed in ourselves as well.
Yeah.
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 At the same time, that was the biggest thing. I remember when he said, "Look, the ex owners wanted to sell it on and stuff like that," and they kind of look. We actually got it was actually a deal kind of done, like in sense like they wanted to sell it on to people that are gonna take the brand
Yeah,
further,
yeah,
not
yeah.
just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
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 Like not just be like, okay, cool, you're just
Maintain
working
it.
off a 40-year legacy
And
and,
they
just let it
very
run.
much maintained like their core principles,
Yeah.
and they wanted to give it to someone who was going to continue that,
Yeah.
not just take the money and see what happens with
Yeah.
the brand.
Yeah.
Because anyone
Yeah.
would buy it.
'Cause
though,
anyone
to
would
be
buy
fair,
it.
Yeah.
and they'll just run it to the ground, just take the clients, and there's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
for us it was very much like it came about by pure surprise.
Yeah.
There was no intention of us
We're
going
actually at a
out.
wedding getting drunk, and
Yeah.
when he
We were
he
at
took
our
me
friend's wedding.
outside and said, "Look, there's an offer on the table," and I'm like, "All right, cool." So I was like, "Look, we're talking about it tomorrow."
Were you approached together, or you decided, look, I want to do this with you?
So a bit about me and Taran. We've good friends since high school.
Since Cranford days.
Yeah, since Cranford days. And then
You don't know that.
You
No,
don't
no,
know
but-
innit?
yeah, yeah.
You're
Oh,
outside,
Cran-
what
Cranford,
you know?
oh,
I
Cranford
thought
days.
you were from Ealing, man. You should know. But so yeah, when we were close friends, we were both DJs in two different camps, but we were
So
still,
I was part of
So you're
Paragon.
in different. You're in
No,
different.
so I was
camps.
part of Paragon. He
Okay.
was part of someone,
Yeah.
and there was actually a lot of people in Cranford that was part of Paragon as well.
Okay.
Because there was more actually. Remember, there's loads more people that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
loads of
there's a lot more
roadies in
people in
Paragon, yeah.
in Cranford that was part of Paragon, but just because of the area. like everyone was kind of in that area. That
Yeah.
like everyone in South, I'll be honest with you, there was a DJ at one point. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There was a DJ. Like
Where's
everyone's a DJ.
Cranford in like the Punjab? Why is everyone
In the
like a
Punjab,
Why is everyone a Punjabi DJ?
No.
It's Southall, isn't it? Southall, Cranford, Hounslow.
Cranford's technically in Hounslow, but yeah. Okay.
But so yeah, around that time, so we were doing loads of things on the side anyway. So we had like a photo booth business.
That's what we started off with, actually.
Yeah,
That
we
was
started
our
off,
first-
but like
first ever
together, yeah, and
business
like
at
a
the age
group
of
of
18.
friends. So like
Yeah.
a group of us, we were doing a few businesses together. But throughout all of it, me and Taran sort of remained together. We had a few.
And we remained
businesses
DJs as
going
well.
on, and we
So
remained.
we bonded
DJs.
over that.
Yeah. So
Bonded,
we
like,
were
what
both.
track you download? I'm like, yeah, I downloaded
We
this
would help
one.
each other out like at jobs and
Aw.
stuff, like music and stuff. But yeah, so when it came about, I was actually working within Paragon. Not just as a DJ, but I was working in the office as well. I had a really nice relationship with the founders,
Yeah.
and sort of an offer. He was talking about it for quite a while, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think it had been a long time coming for him.
He was talking about selling it, or he was talking about
He
selling
was
it to
talking
you?
about sort of not selling it to me.
Okay,
Basically
so you were
retiring.
aware.
Just retiring, just
Yeah.
him
Call it
retiring.
retiring
Yeah,
in a way.
well deserved in my opinion.
Yeah.
He started in 1986.
Yeah.
You can imagine, innit, how long it's his baby, innit?
Yeah,
He's,
yeah.
he's never done anything like to sell it on to anyone else.
Yeah.
It's the first time he spoke about actually letting it go, but he was speaking about it for quite a while. And then the offer sort of came about on the table because I was with him all the time.
Yeah.
And then he sort of came and spoke to me about it, and then it was I didn't take it seriously at first.
Yeah.
Completely took me by surprise. And then when it did happen, I was like, is this serious? Shall we take the conversation further? And I
Yeah.
was like, would you be happy sort of if we let's talk formally. Let's not talk about it just like, over a drink. You're at my house or I'm at your house, whatever. Let's go for dinner. Let's talk about this properly. And then me and Taran, we have done everything together. So I put that to the table. He was happy with it. And then and literally overnight it happened.
Wow.
And then we were at one of our close friends' wedding, getting drunk off our face. And then I sort of took him outside and I said, look, man, this is something like if you're on it, let's do it. And then literally in the space of a month it happened.
No, we
That's
never
great.
spoke actually for a week.
Yeah, we never spoke about it for a while.
We thought about it for about a week. I said, look, let me
I said,
think
don't
about
talk to
it.
me. I said, I
Yeah.
want to hear from you. And he said, don't ring me because let's just think about it. Let's just think about it. And then
Because it meant like literally like stopping everything that we were doing.
Yeah.
Because the only way to push Paragon forward was to completely do it full time.
Full time.
Yeah.
Like,
And
and
at that
that's what it
time-
was missing as well.
But were you guys doing
Yeah.
anything else at the same
It
time? I know
was
you said that
COVID.
you were doing bits and pieces.
No,
it
no,
was
it- no, it-
literally the
It was
end of-
after COVID.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
So
just
we
after
just came out of COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was COVID around the time the conversation
So still
started.
DJs,
Yeah.
but we had our own other businesses going on, like
Okay.
different businesses. Yeah,
But
yeah.
you had to like park all of that to the side.
Yeah,
just be like,
technically,
We
because
literally
it's the
just-
only way this was going to work.
Yeah, the only way we thought we could sort of put our all into it was
Yeah.
to give everything else up. So it was a high risk.
Yeah, I was about to
you
say, it
know,
must have been a big risk.
We
Yeah.
sat down with the accountant first and said, "Should we do it?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he kind of convinced us, saying, "Yeah, do it."
But then, so when you bought it, obviously there were people within Paragon who were
Yes.
like already working
Yes,
there.
yeah.
How did that dynamic work? Because suddenly one day you're working alongside them, and
Look,
technically, I guess the next day you're kind of their boss.
It kind of look.
Or
to
did
be
they just
fair,
kind of respect you and just be like, look, ultimately we're one team?
The good thing is everyone who was there already knew us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like
not
I
like-
was
it's
part
not
of
like we were
Paragon since like
strangers.
15.
Yeah.
Like so, like technically, like
The
you
oldest
kind of,
had seen
grown up with
Taran
it.
grow up for
Yeah.
since he was a kid.
And
And,
he was what, another 10 years, like 10
yeah,
years
I'd
easy
been there
in
10 years
So-
already.
Yeah, so you've
Yeah.
been there a long time. It wasn't like
very
new
much
bosses,
integrated
yeah.
into the teams already. They
Yeah.
already knew who we were. I'd like to think we were quite well respected.
Hopefully.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully. I'd like to think that. Who knows? But yeah, we were very much already integrated into the teams that were there. The people who were sort of on their way out already, some of the seniors, it didn't really affect them too much. They gave us their well wishes. And the ones who were sort of considering what to do next, when they found out that we were coming on board, they already sort of liked the ideas that, because I was already working in the office as well.
Yeah.
They liked the ideas that I was sort of bringing to the table. They already knew who Taran was. A lot of the youngers had grown up with him. So it all kind of tied in
Worked
nicely.
well, yeah.
And a lot of them have stuck around and they've really, really helped us
Yeah.
boost the brand. So I
Especially in the
can't thank
first
them.
few years.
First
Yeah.
2
Like,
years
yeah.
were like nuts.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just roller coaster, like just
Because
Learn.
we were also learning as well.
Yeah,
Like,
we were
we're
also
not
learning.
afraid to say it. Like we were also learning a lot as well,
Yeah.
and we're kind of taking over a new business it wasn't a new business. It was like an established business.
Yeah.
So we're like, look, there's going to be a lot of like sort of like we need to earn people's respect.
Yeah.
That was our motto in terms of look with everyone that was already working there.
Yeah.
Yes, although we hopefully think they respected us, but we still had to earn it.
Yeah.
So we put in the graft ourselves again. I think I remember like he stopped like
I stopped turning up to shows to like set up and pack up.
He became a superstar basically.
Yeah. These are all used to take the piss out of me. They say, "Oh, superstar DJs come." And this, that, and the other.
But we kind of went back to basics.
Yeah, but
and
we
just
went
said,
back to
look,
basics.
yeah.
I went back to setting up, driving the vans.
But we had to set an example. At the
Yeah,
end.
we had to, and earn the respect back. So it was very much about that, and it was very much about like we wanted to learn again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like because we bought the company with the equipment,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
infrastructure already
Took
in
on
place.
everything, yeah.
So we took on everything as it was, and then it was a lot of learning for us.
Yeah.
So we had to put the graft in ourselves again, and that did earn a lot of respect. But it was a lot of late nights, lot of no sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just become fathers.
Well, I was going to say, how did both of your wives feel about you making this decision?
They
like
said
to-
we could have taken it on when we weren't married, didn't it?
Yeah. Should have done this 10 years earlier, guys.
Should have done this a few years ago. No, it was very much difficult. I mean, I've been in places where I've seen companies start up from the ground, and obviously it's very different when you're not married.
Yeah.
It's very different when you're not when
you're
you're
not
not a dad.
don't have kids. Yeah.
When you don't have kids.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 kids. Taran's got 3 kids. So it's very much like you're trying to be a good husband.
Yeah.
You're trying to be a good father. But you're also trying to be successful.
Yeah.
And in order for you to be a good father and a good husband, success of not success so much, but like obviously
success in our own
in
right,
our
innit?
own right. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, you're a provider at the end of the
Yeah,
day, and you
yeah.
got to do what you got to do to put food on the table,
Yeah.
which means that you sacrifice the first 2 things,
Yeah.
which ultimately are the most important things.
No, we never sacrificed the wife.
Yeah. Not sacrificing,
Yeah.
but sacrifice
Cut that
time.
out.
Yeah.
Sacrificing time
Yeah,
to
yeah,
make
yeah.
it happen,
Yeah.
and they were very supportive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
important. As long
To be
as
fair, they're still supportive as well.
Yeah, they're still till this day. They're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
are. Yeah,
That's the main thing.
so-
Because the thing is that, like, you guys run your own business now.
Yeah.
They don't stop.
yeah,
and it's
no, it
never gonna
really
stop.
There's no
doesn't.
time.
Yeah.
When you
Yeah.
reach your goal, you're gonna be like, okay, let me set another goal,
Never, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's it. You're never gonna stop.
Yeah.
There's
So, like, yeah.
there's no time limit to what we do.
Yeah,
The phone doesn't stop ringing.
yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? There's always something to do. There's always a fire to put out. There's always something new to create.
Yeah,
Creativity.
Especially with
doesn't stop.
events, like how
Yeah.
fast paced it is.
yeah,
There's someone bringing out a new equipment every week. It's like
Yeah.
an iPad,
Yeah.
like an iPhone. Every year there's
You have
something
to
new
keep
out, so
up
you have to
to-
keep up with it.
Yeah.
Is
You
part
know what I
of
mean?
that also like where you said that Paragon music was always like quite innovative
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
quite ahead of its time?
So
Do you
obviously
find
that
there's a-
that
kind
ties
of-
into the
that
yes
is a
and no
bit, but
question
yeah.
that you said.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
is
yeah.
there pressure? Pressure is like if we were starting up the company from the ground up.
Mhm.
Maybe a bit of a different story. We don't know. We can't tell you what that would be like because we've never done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we took on a running business that already had its sort of one pipeline of clients.
Well, it had its
style-
history.
Had its history. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It had a
Yeah.
big heritage behind it. Probably the biggest in the DJ game.
yeah,
Yeah, out of all the companies that
Yeah.
are out there, not many that can say that they've been around for four decades.
yeah,
Yeah. So and that's a big pressure for us to take on. We haven't even been around for 4 decades.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The uncle actually asked me that once.
Yeah.
So like I had a phone call and someone was like, "Well, how do you justify your pricing and stuff like that?" Good thing is they still booked us, yeah.
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 So but he started questioning me. You ain't 40. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I know I'm not 40.
Yeah.
And I didn't answer it.
I'm like,
4 years of excellence, but I was only there for
Yeah,
about
if you know what I mean,
15 of them.
and he just didn't take no for an answer. I'm like, look, I know I'm not 40. And he just hung up on the phone.
They still
But
booked you.
the bride phoned me back. They're still booked in. He was just upset that we had a certain price point.
Yeah.
And kind of, I don't want to say who it was, but yeah, we still locked it in. But yeah, that's the only time I got questioned. It's the first time I got questioned.
But that ties into the point you asked about pressure. Was it yes or no?
Yeah.
So yeah, if we were starting up a company ground up, I think there's a bit not less pressure. It's different kind of
Yes,
pressure.
yeah, yeah.
Because you got no expectation, right?
Yeah.
The expectations are what you set of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to be this,
Yeah.
and it's up to us to achieve it.
Yeah.
When you're taking on a running business that already has a certain standard and a value,
You
and
immediately overnight have to be up there.
you have
Yeah.
to get that, and then you're adding in mine. And we had a complete different vision of where we want to take things, and I'd like to think that I think it was evident to see like how Paragon had grown, sort of in the space of 2 years from where it was. That was purely from our own expectation of no, we can't stop now. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, and we want to take it here, and we want to attack these kind of people, and we want to bring in these kind of people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
that's a different kind of pressure.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to meet that standard
And then
and then
go
create your
above
own
it.
standard at the same
Yeah.
time. They're like two parallel things running at the same time, which is a bit more. I don't know if it's more difficult or not.
Yeah.
Because I can't say I've done the other thing.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Did any part of you consider, look, I've worked at Paragon and other places, why don't I just start my own thing?
Yeah, we actually did consider
We did
that.
consider that.
We considered just buying like, look, what's because obviously we bought it for X amount of money.
Yeah.
We were told by someone actually, and we took some advice on, obviously saying, look, is it a good deal, this and that. We consulted some people, and people did question us, saying, look, why don't you just spend the same money and just go start something?
Yeah.
But like I said again, it was more about taking on that brand and how we believed into it,
Yeah.
and it was more about us too.
Yeah.
So, and we've always had a passion for DJing, passion for the events itself, and in general, and passion for Paragon.
Yeah, and a
Like,
bit of
honestly,
a
it's
bit
like
of
a football
emotional,
team.
It's an emotional.
It's like
tie
you
to
support your
Paragon.
football
That's the
team.
best way to
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah, like you've
Yeah.
got an attachment to it,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
I want to see this company grow. Like, I want to do something with it.
Yeah, and I guess
if
if
you know what I
everybody
mean,
thought
like-
the same way, like if every DJ was like, "Oh, I'll just start my own thing,"
Yeah, 'cause
there
then there'll
would
be
just-
so many
there would never be
companies.
these like long-standing established companies, because every 20 years they'll just kind of
Like
restart
back
again.
then, like back in the day, it was only about companies. It wasn't more about the DJ, because before Instagram, it wasn't that I wanted that DJ, I wanted
It
that
was just the
person.
brand.
It was more about the brand. Okay,
Yeah,
we're getting
yeah.
that brand, and all their DJs are
Gonna be
amazing.
good,
Like
yeah.
you're gonna get a
we
good
notice
DJ.
that now on some
Yeah.
of the clients that call in, if they're from the sort of, I call it the old pipeline. It doesn't probably sound appealing, but like from
They're from an older era.
yeah,
Yeah.
from
An
the
elder
from
era or
the,
whatever.
from the pipeline of people who were booking Paragon from
Mm.
years ago, they don't actually care who they're getting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just
They
want-
just trust in the brand,
yeah.
and they say, yeah, we just want Paragon.
Yeah.
We'll put the deposit down now. We want Paragon. Introduce us to the DJ when it's the
Yeah,
time of the wedding.
Yeah.
So they don't actually care.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
you're getting, which is a really nice feeling that people have that trust in the brand. But I think the paradigm has shifted now.
Yeah.
People know exactly who they want,
Yeah.
what DJs they want, which is also a good thing. That's
Yeah.
not a bad thing either.
It makes a DJ actually work harder.
yeah, it makes
to
the
be
DJs
fair.
work
You have
harder.
to put out promotional
and
like
it
material
gives
and all
them
that stuff.
it gives them an excuse to be popular. It gives them an
Yeah,
excuse
yeah.
to be active on
Motivation,
social
yeah.
media.
Can't have
etc.,
private
etc..
accounts.
Yeah, can't have private accounts. Nim.
Yeah.
Got talk about Instagram the other day.
Oh yeah, no, a bit of advice I gave you, but I'm glad you took it on board.
Now the paradigm shifted into the power's gone into sort of DJ's hands,
Yeah.
which is obviously it has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
But very much like people still believe in the brand. We still get those clients calling
Yeah.
saying we want to book Paragon, and we don't really care.
Care who
We
it
trust
is.
that you guys are going to deliver.
Yeah.
Well, that goes
Yeah,
into my next question. How did you balance keeping that tradition, but then also modernizing the whole company, whether it's equipment or like team members or systems? Like, was that hard, or did you kind of have a clear vision of what you wanted to keep and what you wanted to change?
No, we had a clear vision, to be fair.
We had a very.
I'll be honest,
clear vision.
I wouldn't say that was hard at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say
That was
hard.
easy, like not in a big-headed way, honestly,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that was an easy part.
Yeah.
What was the
thing
most obvious thing that you were like, we need to get rid of this, or was there?
It was
something
it
like
was,
that?
look,
Or
it
like
was
subtle.
more, it was more everything. Like, it wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't no I don't want to say it like that, but in terms of like, it was more like we wanted to run it. The thing is, when we took over, we wanted to run it our way.
Yeah.
Like we had to like do it our way, because like the thing is, if you start doing it in someone else's sort of like their eyes and their vision, it's never gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to run it in your vision, and the whole point is obviously the founders trusted us
Yeah.
trusted in us to do that.
So so we had good conversations with the previous owner, and he's obviously said to us like, look, my ways worked up until this moment. So
It's such a really good way of putting
yeah,
it.
it's really
Yeah.
nice way of
I
putting
wonder
it.
where you got that from.
Thanks, Taran. So obviously, create your own way,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
your own path, and
Yeah.
make people believe in it.
Yeah.
So
And
anyway,
I-
we would
I
stay
thought- I thought
passionate
that
about
was-
it as well.
And I thought that was really good advice he gave us.
Yeah.
But one thing like with Paragon, they've always had a sort of motto that we never give up.
Yeah.
There was always a saying when I was in Paragon, even behind the scenes, it says we always used to say the show goes on. No matter
Yeah.
what happens,
Yeah.
the show goes on, and that we've stuck to 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what happens behind the scenes, no matter what happens at an event,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we don't take no for an answer.
And there's some horror stories.
And there's some
sometimes.
horror stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any company that tells you there's no horror stories
Is lying.
Yeah,
is
they're
a
lying.
liar.
100%.
Right,
Yeah.
so
Show you
that,
some
that brings
pictures
us
on
on to our
social.
next segment. Please can you share some of the horror stories with us?
So yeah, look, a couple of weeks ago, I'm not going to say which venue or client, yeah, but yeah, no. So we had basically the boys left on time as always, and we had a big blowout on the motorway, like on it, like I could show you some pictures.
Double tire.
Yeah, double
blowout.
tire, completely blown out,
Yeah.
blown out, and the other van driver had to actually be at another event. So he just like there was two vans going there. So
Yeah.
one van with all the equipment, just literally just like the screen, everything was completely sort of like stuck on the motorway. And the event started at 5, and so like this is roughly around about what now, 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we're about 20 minutes away from the venue. We got a phone call. Obviously, we're sitting at home like superstars, waiting to get there. And but yeah, so we got a phone call. Turned up. We had to get the tire changed. So we had to offload on the motorway.
Oh
So
my
offloaded
God.
on
Offload
the
onto the
yeah.
hard shoulder.
Yeah, so I was driving past, so I just got in my car and just got on the M25, and I saw the van parked up. Quickly got off, helped the boys offload, and then we got the tyres changed, and we got to the venue, about 2:30, I think,
Yeah.
and we were still set by 5.
That's
Like so, like,
amazing.
and I did tell the couple though. I told them, but once we were there,
Yeah.
I said to them, look, we've had a big blowout, and look, we are going to get done everything on
They
time.
wanted to come in early to take room shots.
Yeah, so that's the
inside
only
the
thing
room,
that we
so-
had to kind of change.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Said, look, leave your half an hour of the room shots. Like, just avoid that part. Give us the extra half an hour part. And then they were nice enough to say, look, don't worry about that. It's fine. But the guests, no one was delayed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like these things happen.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah,
anyone says they don't happen, I'll be honest with you, they happen to the best
And
of
you
us.
haven't done enough events. If stuff like that,
Yeah,
hasn't
like
happened to you,
it's
you
not
haven't-
normal if it don't
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
And we've had it like honestly, like we've had other stories which I can't really think of much at the
It
moment.
was another bad
Like-
story, to be fair. It was
Remember Prince?
Belfast.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
We had a job
This
in
was bad,
in
actually.
Belfast.
Yeah.
I phoned
we were-
him early
and we were
morning.
sending 2
Oh, I
vans.
forgot about that.
It was Liverpool ports, isn't
So
it?
we were at Liverpool Port. I was driving
And
one
one
van.
of them was a hired van,
Yeah.
brand spanking new van.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're thinking, fine, yeah. So we've got a good deal going on. They've given us a van for the weekend to take up to Belfast. They had to cross on the ferry
Yeah.
at Liverpool ports. At Liverpool docks, sorry, I keep saying port, but docks, whatever. So they're crossing at Liverpool. These guys were driving from the night before.
Yeah, so we drove around about like 3 a.m. and we had to get there for 7 or
So
something.
from a
like.
previous event.
No.
Or-
So
oh,
it
from
was
home.
just a fresh event. We were going
Okay.
Belfast for like 4 days. We were
Yeah.
doing,
And
like,
you had
2
to be on the
events,
ferry at like 8 a.m., 7 a.m. or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. So it was really early in the morning. They'd got there. One van's got on fine. At the docks,
It was literally right outside.
right outside the docks, the clutch has burnt out on this hired van. So our van's fine. Got there. Got on the ferry.
I was driving it. That's
Yeah. Yeah, and the other van driver, he's
He's
rang-
phoned me panicking, saying, "It's gone." And I was like, "What's gone? Like, what's gone? Like, what are you talking about? It's gone." And I'm like, well, "Why you stopped? What's gone?" And I got out of the car, and we were literally, if anyone knows Liverpool Docks or Port, whatever it's called, it's literally it's like the Red Bridge. We were right in front of it. We could see the dock, like we could see the ferry.
You could see where you have to get on.
Yeah, and like,
And his van's not moving. yeah.
completely dead.
I'm walking my son to school at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm getting phone calls. We need to get a van ASAP in Liverpool.
Like I tried the hire company. He's stuck. He's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you're the
So we
hire
like-
You're
company.
coming.
Yeah,
Like,
I need
it's
a
your
van.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't
Like-
need to help us sort
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah.
Get some assistance. We got 15 minutes to get on this dock, or like
Yeah.
half an hour. We got 30 minutes remaining. The driver has sent the people in his van onto their van and said, and Taran made the decision. Let's get everything
We had to offload basically some of the important
as
stuff.
much as they could cram
and I
into
left,
one van.
and I left like
Okay.
some stuff there, like some extra lighting. I'll be honest with you. I was
Yeah.
like, look, it's not important.
Yeah,
At least we're gonna tick off the sound. We're
Yeah.
gonna tick off the lighting.
Yeah.
Like most of the lighting. Tick off the screen.
Yeah.
DJ booth. Everything
Yeah.
that's important.
Everything that's important,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
non-negotiables,
Yeah.
got in the
like,
van.
got in the
Yeah.
van.
And then anything extra, we had found a local company in Liverpool
Oh,
to
who
hire
could-
the equipment.
okay.
Worst case scenario of no
Yeah.
cost to the
Nah,
client. They
in
would have known
Belfast,
in Belfast, sorry. And we would have hired it locally
Yeah.
to get the job over the line. Yeah. But they're ringing me now. And I'm phoning every single van company I could find that was open at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
in Liverpool.
Yeah.
Managed to get someone who was going to give us a van that we could drop back to our office in
Oh.
Maidenhead, and they said we'll take it back from there. Yeah, and then this the hire company whose van had messed up, they agreed to cover all the costs
Oh,
of
that's
whatever it
good.
would cost us. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was nice of them, but it wasn't helpful at that moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Can you get?"
They basically
These
bowed
guys
out.
didn't
They
even-
said,
basically
"Oh,
just
we
bowed
can't
out.
do
They
nothing."
just said, "We can't
Sorry,
do
can't do
nothing." Yeah,
anything.
no, we're really sorry. And then so we've left the driver there, and then I'm pinging him around in Ubers to try and get to
Oh,
get
God.
to.
This ain't the worst of it yet.
Yeah.
To get to the new van. So
This
he's
ain't even the
at the
worst of it.
dock in a van with some of the equipment.
So
all
now
the
he's
important
got the
equipment's
van.
gone.
I've got him an Uber to a hire van place. He's picked
Right.
up a new van, come back to the van with the last of the equipment.
We
Yeah.
had left, by the way.
They've
because we
gone.
couldn't
These
miss
boys,
it.
Yeah.
the,
We
the,
couldn't miss
the
the
ferry's
ferry.
gone.
Yeah, yeah,
Ferry's
yeah.
gone on the way to Belfast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one van's gone with everything. He's now missed the slot to get this van over to Belfast. So the next available slot wasn't until the next morning,
Oh
which
my
means that
God.
he wouldn't have reached the party in time with the equipment.
Yeah.
We found another slot in Newcastle,
No, it was Scotland.
Scotland. Yeah,
It was Scotland. So we made him drive from Liverpool to Scotland.
with
and
the
then
new van, leave the old van parked up somewhere,
We left the keys on the tire.
left the key on the tire.
And they just said
No,
to them,
because they
The hire
actually just said,
company said,
"Oh, we'll send someone in
Yeah,
Liverpool
we'll
and
send
just
someone.
come collect it."
Clutch has
Well,
gone
it's up
anyway,
to
they
you.
can't
Yeah,
take
like
the
no one's
car.
gonna take it. What are you gonna do with it? It's an empty van that can't drive.
But guess what? We found out. So the guy that came and checked it, RAC, he said something in the engine or something was cable tied. So it was a fault of their own, like from before.
Oh, okay.
From
So
their
that,
own
and they didn't
making.
tell us, and that's why we got more sort of like saying now, like you have to
Compensation,
carry
yeah,
it, like
yeah.
you have to cover everything, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So they blessed them. They covered all the Uber trips, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Oh,
But that,
bless them, they messed up.
Yeah,
us
oh,
with
yeah,
a
you know
cable
what I mean,
tied
innit?
something in the engine.
yeah, some people would say no, innit? You know what I mean? But in the end, we had to get him to Scotland in 6 hours to get on the next ferry that was going to Belfast.
And it was late night. Like the next ferry was at 11 p.m. So we're like, look, just drive. Like, don't worry about it. So he's phoning him for like an hour to stay awake. Phone me
Oh, bless
for an
I
hour
said
to
on the
stay
phone to him,
awake.
I said, listen,
And
don't
we're
worry,
just
don't go
talking
sleep.
to him.
I said, you can't go. He goes, can I stop? I said, you're not stopping for shit.
you're getting
I said,
to
you're getting
Belfast.
there.
And he made it
but-
though.
He
but
made
not-
it. He made it. He got there about like 1, 2 o'clock because from Scotland to Belfast was like only like an hour. We had like about 6 hours or something like 5.
Yeah,
4,
that
5,
ferry
yeah,
was
yeah.
an express ferry.
It was quick.
Oh, so he
yeah,
might have
yeah.
even got there earlier.
No, he got there
Okay.
still late. But,
No, he got there in the middle of the night. That night we didn't have a show.
Okay.
So we had a show the
Yeah.
next morning.
Fine, but you needed
That
time
night,
to
yeah.
set up the next
So
morning,
while we were out getting drunk in Belfast, he arrived. I said, "Look, your hotel keys in the lobby. Just go chat to them or whatever." And just the poor guy just went to sleep.
Oh,
Basically, he was
bless
tired.
him.
Yeah.
This is what people don't realize when you run your own business, though. When like shit hits the fan, you have to deal with it, and there's no like you can't bow out the way that.
There's no
company did.
compromise. You're not
There
getting
is
married
no-
again, are you?
Yeah, that's
So,
what
like,
I
yeah.
mean. And I think people forget with weddings, like you said, there is no let's just reschedule this. You just have to figure out
Nah, you
something
got
to make it
It
work.
goes into my point. The show goes on. We
Yeah.
find a way.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, any time that there's been an issue, touch wood, make sure nothing
touch
goes
it.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anytime there's been sort of issues in the back end, and this is why we keep good relationships with other suppliers and people at the venues and things like that, because you never know when
Yeah.
you need sort of help. If another DJ rang us in distress, and this has happened, yeah, I'm not going to say
While we're
who
at the
it-
party as well.
yeah, while we're at parties, people have had like issues going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
at their jobs. You help
Yeah.
Yeah.
as much as when it's in your means.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can help, you should, because
Yeah.
you never know what's going to happen to you.
Agree.
But it ties into the point I was saying before about our philosophy. Paragon's philosophy has always been the show goes on.
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
like a motto for as long as I've been there, and now I truly understand what it means for the show to
Yeah.
go on. You don't give up, and we don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No matter what, and the bride and groom were none the wiser.
Yeah.
They had no idea what was going on.
Still gave us a good review.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they gave us a great review. They had no idea the stresses we
get
were
to
under
Belfast.
to get to Belfast in time. Do you know what I mean? But it's a good example of like the philosophy of why Paragon exceeded for so long,
Yeah.
for how many years.
Yeah.
It's because of these kind of things. Not to say that there's issues every week. This is
Yeah.
once in a blue moon.
No,
and
but I
it
think
happens.
what's important with that is that not just the fact that you obviously like were like taking a kid to school and you are sorting it out remotely, but every person who's on that job, they're not necessarily the owners of Paragon, right? Your van driver.
They
But
could
he's
have
still
easily said,
a bit
No.
like, nah,
No.
man, like, I'm tired. But
Yeah.
like they were willing to do that, and that comes from you guys instilling in them the same philosophy and
That
ethos
takes
of
us
like.
back to like sort of it's the boys that we like that were already there that
Yeah.
started with us. We
Yeah.
say started with us, not started with Paragon in the sense of that, but started with us when we took over.
yeah.
And they very much sort of stayed loyal and very much like put in the hard work.
Yeah.
Like if you know what I mean, they've earned their sort of rest because a lot of them now have kind of like they got different jobs and stuff like that, so they kind of do their own thing. But and we've got like a complete sort of new team nowadays. But yeah, they really put in the work and sort of
Especially
props
when
go
we
to
were
them.
starting,
Yeah.
But there was and yeah, like I said, any company that says they don't have these kind of horror stories, it's a complete lie.
Yeah, I
I've been
feel
in so many, and I've heard so many. We talk about it, innit,
Yeah.
amongst the industry,
Yeah.
it becomes a talking point,
Yeah.
and it happens all the time.
I'm sure you guys have had
You've
So many.
you've driven around all over Italy.
So many.
Cab driver.
But for us, yeah, we'll go on to that one, Nim. But it ties into the fact that we always say, and I hope you guys have known us for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not the people to say, look, man, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be like, what's happened? We
Yeah,
don't know what to
yeah,
do, blah
yeah,
blah blah.
yeah.
Look what we did actually, and I remember when I got in that car in Italy to go get the decks.
Yeah, no, that's a really good story. Actually. That's a really good story. So
Yeah.
I was sitting in some crazy car.
Yeah, that
one-
that 3-wheel truck.
I was sitting next to the guy, and literally he just made and we put
Wait,
the
let's
decks.
give everyone context of what
Okay,
happened.
let's give context because obviously, so we're in Italy, quite a remote-ish place in
Yeah.
Italy where there's a kind of satellite venue where they're having the reception, and
Really
we've
nice
given-
place though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really nice
beautiful
place.
place.
and
Beautiful place.
You've given your rider like requirements for what you need for the tech. We get there and they've just given you some like outdated decks from like which hasn't been updated since
Yeah, they
like,
hadn't been
2016,
updated, yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like, the software hadn't been updated since 2016, and this is like 45 minutes before the guests are coming in, and like you've given them everything they need, and they've just given you something like dud equipment. And essentially we're like, crap, like what do we do now? Like there's no way of getting back. And I was like, look, you guys are DJing, I'll go and sort it. But then obviously I don't know anything about equipment, so I'm like, I don't actually know what I'm gonna get from
Now
sort
you
of
know
base.
him. Now you know
now,
him.
now I don't know what to get from like the base hotel to get the backup decks. And then you were like, just whatever. I'll just go with the non-English speaking like driver because he only had one seat in his van because I
And
couldn't
you had
even
an
come with
open
you.
van at the back. It was completely open.
Yeah, and then like you just jumped in, went to the venue, got the other spare decks, came back, switched
it
it
all
round,
up.
and the couple never knew anything
Yeah,
different.
it's
Yeah.
true.
it's
But
so
like, not
true.
everyone would do
No,
that
we-
because
look,
they
we-
might just be like, "Look, I asked for this. It's not there. I can't do
Yeah,
my
yeah.
job,"
Yeah.
and they could have just sat back.
But the
and
thing
just
is, who would have been like, who would have
Lost out.
Yeah, lost
The
out is the couple.
couple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's a
for
couple,
us, it's,
yeah,
it's a bad thing. You book us on the basis of no matter what these guys are going to deliver.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If
100%.
there's something happening, oh no, man, unless I don't know, there's a fire or something, or
Yeah.
something crazy in it
Yeah.
that's really out of your control.
Yeah.
But on a general basis, if there's like general things that are happening, you know that these guys are going to take care of it,
Mm.
and that's what we promote. You're in safe hands.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No matter
definitely.
what happens, we're going to make things work. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Even if we don't know the place, even if we don't know the people, we're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But no, it's a good thing about keeping relationships with people as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
When you've worked in
Definitely.
venues a lot of times, when you've worked with caterers, when you've worked with decor companies, and just general people who are on the
Planners.
Yeah.
planners on the planners as well. Don't forget about them. But yeah, when we've worked with a good team for so long as well, it helps that when you're not just booking a vendor, you're booking a
Yeah.
service of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
of like these guys. It's my most important day currently in my life. We need to make sure that we're giving
You're
our
booking experience at the end of
you're
the day.
booking an
Mm.
experience, and then
Yeah,
that
yeah.
experience needs to be safe.
Yeah.
And it more so than anything, it needs to be in a safe pair of hands.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. I
So
agree
like
with
that,
you.
it's one thing that we promote. We take headache on, and for good reason.
Yeah,
because-
yeah, and you deliver, and we've seen that every time we've worked with you. Anyway, we work
Oh,
with
thank you,
quite
Priya.
a
That's
lot
really
of
nice of you to say.
It's
You guys
okay.
deliver as well.
Thanks, guys.
Crazy PDF packs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
24-page packs.
Taryn and Malkit get so stressed when I send them the 60-page pack, and they're like, "For
I've
God's
never
sake."
read one.
I
to
never
this
get
day.
stressed.
I've never read
I
one.
never get stressed. I just say, can you just, highlight the ones that I need to
No,
know?
you
I
did
do, I
actually.
do. I
You
literally
did,
to
in
the point where
Bahrain.
I send you the whole pack. I know you're not going to read it all, and then I just screenshot the pages that you need to know, and then
And
I'm
every
like,
day she
just
sent me
follow
one.
every
She's
day.
like, by the way, this is yours for
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
I'll tell you what's
Nighttime.
good
I'm
about
like,
your
cool,
pack
wicked.
is the important people
the pictures
that really helped in Lake
yeah,
Garda.
yeah, exactly. So I want to ask you guys, how have weddings changed in the last 5 to 10 years? You've obviously worked in the industry for a long time. How do you think it's changed?
I'd say 10 years, a bit of a broader spectrum. Obviously, back when, maybe a bit longer than 10 years ago, but I wouldn't say that like DJ companies could do this for a living.
Okay.
Yeah, with the shows that were happening.
Yeah.
It was very much a hobby
Yeah.
weekend thing,
Side
and
hustle.
it grew.
Yeah.
Some people were doing it, obviously people who owned a lot of equipment, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. And I think that as the scale of the industry grew, where people are booking really big packages,
Mhm.
and it became, and I think the influence of social media really excelled our industry.
Yeah.
Because it became very much AV based. Yeah,
Mhm.
so AV obviously meaning audio and visual.
And
like-
what size screen you're
yeah,
going to
like
have, how many
the
lights
LED
you're going to
screens
have, dance floor, this,
and
staging.
companies obviously who are now doing this full time,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it's become a very much a sort of trend at weddings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people doing this week in week out, it's become a livable business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now cutting it down to sort of 5 years,
Mhm.
things have changed a lot.
Mhm.
You've had we've had recessions, we've had COVID, we've had inflation.
Mhm.
People are, I think, becoming more, I'd say more in the last sort of 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Clients are becoming very much more savvy onto what they're spending
Yeah.
Yeah.
and what exactly they're booking. They're asking a lot more questions, which they
Yeah.
never asked before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If I remove X amount of lights, if I take this out, is it going to save me money?
Yeah.
Mm.
Some things I think the clients need to understand is that if you're booking one of the larger brands and booking the bigger companies, is that we do this full time, week in, week out. Changing the minute amount of things is not the same as asking a person who runs it out of their sort of back garage. And no offense to those people, but it's not the same as
Yeah.
asking them.
Yeah.
We've got many more overheads. We've
Yeah.
got staff. We've got a hell of a lot more bills.
Got a whole infrastructure
There's a
built
whole infrastructure
for a
built
reason as well.
For
Yeah.
a reason, yeah, and it's how
And you've got
we-
high standards.
exactly, and we create those standards for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in the last sort of 2-3 years,
Mhm.
people have scaled down the weddings.
Mhm.
No longer see, but well, not no longer see. I think you very rarely see the 700-800 people weddings anymore.
Yeah.
We still get them,
Yeah.
but those were more of like a you get like 4 or 5 a month.
Really?
Yeah, now it's like one a month maybe.
Most venues would hold up to about 400 or 500 people minimum.
Yeah.
And like that's the sort of weddings that you'd be doing on the regular.
And I think a lot of caterers will say the same thing. A lot of the bigger venues.
Yeah, they have. I think we literally
they're,
spoke to
they're
them,
not,
like,
they're not
2
getting
weeks
as
ago.
booked out.
Yeah.
It's more of the boutique hotels.
Yeah,
It's more of the
smaller.
barn houses.
Yeah.
It's more of the manor houses.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing either. I mean, obviously, businesses change and trends change.
Yeah.
But I think it's become a bit more fashionable to have smaller scaled weddings with more detail rather, as opposed to large scale productions.
Yeah.
This does have an effect. I can't say that it doesn't. But it's more so the fact of, will we see the likes of those big weddings again, or will we see the likes of those large scale productions?
Do you miss them, big weddings, like
Yeah,
700,
we love 'em,
800
man.
people?
Love 'em.
I can't even imagine them on the dance. I can't even imagine trying to usher 800 people into a room.
You'll have to have a bigger
I think
pack.
we'd need like
Yeah.
about
Maybe
10
like
of
38
them.
people.
Yeah.
Maybe like
I don't know.
24.
You'd add a few bit
I think we need about a whole team there trying to get everyone sat down
You
on
have to send
time.
it to the guests before.
Yeah,
This is
you'll
what
have to
you're
give
doing.
them
You're gonna have to have a
everyone
dedicated cloud
Yeah.
just for the pack.
I can't. Surely they ran
We
late.
kind of miss them at the same time. Like, but to be fair, depending on the venue that you're booking,
Yeah, it depends on the venue.
you don't feel it.
Oh,
Like,
really?
look, those people that booked like that had 500-600 people. Like, I had 700 people at my wedding.
I had
And, like,
520 at my
Yeah,
wedding.
so like we had quite large weddings as well, like typical sort of Dissy style, whatever, like weddings. But we booked a venue that was big as well
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
accommodate that. Now, if you're having only a 350, 400 people wedding, you're only going to book a venue that accommodates that. So you
yeah.
don't actually feel it. I'll be honest with you. Personally, I don't think I feel it.
Yeah.
You feel that the venue that they've booked, have they got enough guests for it or have they not? Like,
Yeah.
have they booked a large enough venue? Like, a small, if they booked like a smaller venue, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when you kind of feel the atmosphere a little bit more sort of louder. And that's
Yeah.
what, like, we feed off the crowd as well. Like, when we're
Yeah.
DJing,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter how many people. You can have 150 people. Look at abroad weddings. They only actually invite about 120, 150 people.
Yeah.
And there's some of the best parties we've done in the world.
Yeah.
Like, there's some of the best parties because everyone's there to party.
Yeah.
They've only got the space for that
Yeah.
amount of
And
people.
everyone's good vibes.
And it's just the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really depends. I'll be honest with you. I can't really. I don't think number matters.
Mm.
But I think it's each of their own really.
And do you guys think social media has made weddings better or more stressful or a bit of both?
I think it's made the clients more savvy, like you said.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
think
because you're
it's a-
comparing a lot now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a bit
And
of
that's
both
the only
because you
thing,
do
yeah,
get
yeah.
like a lot of comparison.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
only
and
thing.
people
Yeah.
say, I've seen that, and sometimes it's just what's trending,
Yeah.
and it's actually.
But look,
like,
it's competition.
that's
Yeah.
competition.
Competition's good.
Yeah.
Like I'll be honest with you, if a client phones us and hasn't actually nowadays hasn't actually inquired with any other company, like even just one more, like I'll be honest with you, I'd be quite surprised because it's quite normal,
Yeah.
and I'm open to that. Whenever
Yeah.
someone says, "Look, I'm gonna go get another price of someone," I'm like, "Look, I'm very open to that. Let me know, let
Yeah.
me know where we kind of fall in that category."
Yeah.
Not everyone we don't price match everything, if you know what I mean. We've got our own standards, we've got
Yeah.
our own sort of way of doing
Yeah.
things, and you kind of see that with speaking to us as well, and you kind of see that in our sort of quote pack and our history of it, like our
Yeah.
actual events. If you come to a live event, you'll see the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
You know
that's
what
the
I mean?
issue
Yeah.
with social media, right? Like, so you guys are obviously super established, like really like
Yeah,
high
yeah.
quality, amazing production, and you can show that on social media. But there can be like a lesser company who
That
quite
shows
clearly
it the
don't
same
do
way.
that, but somehow have managed to make it look as though they've done that, and that's I think the issue, right? For
That,
you guys,
that was going to be my point about
Yeah.
social media. Is like the way social media has become so relied upon. I think if you are that savvy and you are that person who's looking, you need to take everything with a pinch of salt. Yeah, even towards us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Speak to the people.
Yes,
Yeah.
agree.
Find out about them a bit more, and before you just like don't do clickbait and be like, oh,
Yeah.
10 seconds of a party where everyone's jumping up and down. That doesn't sum up the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
So
what I mean?
true.
And I see DJs all the time, and it's like, and rightfully so, they should be putting up clips and whatever have you. I do it. Like, we all have to, innit, kind of, because that's what's
It's
working.
our promotion.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
your promotion. Like, I know people who have attended a wedding, for example, and they see a DJ, and then, like, or even I've attended it, for example. And I've heard DJs live and things, and I've attended a wedding as a guest. Party was not what they described on
Yeah.
on their
completely
Instagram.
agree. Like we've done the same thing. Like
Yeah.
obviously planned a wedding,
And I'm not to say that
Obviously
it was
planned
bad, not to say
flawlessly.
that it was a crap wedding or a shit wedding or whatever, but I'm just saying the way it was described in the video.
No, agree.
A 10-20 second clip does not sum up
The whole.
Yeah.
the whole entire event.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I
And
think-
neither does like. Sorry, I'll keep cutting you off.
That's all right.
Yeah, you used to that one, huh? But it doesn't sum up like exactly what went on, and people putting out like mixes on
Yeah.
SoundCloud and
Yeah.
Mixcloud and things. It's great. You
Yeah.
should be doing it, but it's not a true example of a live wedding, is what I mean.
Yeah,
Agree.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. I think where I think planners, coordinators, and whatnot have come about more in the last few years. I do think that it's a lot of like our responsibility to kind of show that to clients, because they'll ask us, right? Like they'll say, look, this DJ production company is charging me X, you guys are charging me X, something else, and they're like, what's the difference? And sometimes, obviously, I'm not that technical, but what I can say is, like, I've been to 150 weddings in the last 2 years. I can categorically tell you that there is a stark difference between getting a big production company like yourselves and DJs and another one. Sometimes I can't tell you what it is. Sometimes I can be like, look, the equipment's just better, like the screens are better quality, like really obvious stuff. But your ability to like control a crowd, your ability to understand like what music to play when, but listening to a SoundCloud mix and like 10 seconds of a reel on Instagram isn't going to show you that. And that goes the same for caterers. That goes the same for decor companies. Like decor on a picture, flowers are flowers. Catering, I went to the food tasting, chicken curry is chicken curry, but it's not, it's different. Like there's a service that goes with it. There's like the people who are serving it themselves. There's like the quality on the day when you're mass producing it, the quality of the flowers, like you said, like all these little things. And for you guys, like DJ production, like that it's kind of partly our responsibility to also be like, look, if you guys are asking us our opinion, like you have to pick like these people rather than these people if you want a big like showstopper wedding or like a high quality wedding.
And tied into what we spoke about before, like you're not just booking a DJ, or you're not just booking a company. Like, you're booking a whole package of a
you're
service.
booking the service basically.
Yeah, you're booking an entire service A to Z. They have to be responsive. You know, we've got a rule with our DJs that you 24-hour response time. Yeah. You know, and even that's long for me. I feel like you should be responding super quick. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that evening, get back and
because clients are impatient, right?
Yeah.
Like we've had the same thing like recently where we used to think, okay, look, if it's the weekend, like they'll just deal with it. If somebody's emailed on a Friday, and then we'll email back on like a Monday afternoon. By Monday morning, they're like, hi, where have you been? Like, why have you not replied?
Most couples, they're off on Saturday, Sunday.
Exactly. So they're using that as their admin
that's actually
time.
when they're gonna be free. But look, on Instagram, I feel like everyone looks the same. Like technically, everyone can look the same because you can edit your image and you can edit your reels and everything like that exactly the same way. You can use the same videographer or the promo guy that we use. They've got no loyalty to anyone, if you get what I mean. Like not to say bad anything, but they haven't. Like they're their own people. They make their own promos and stuff like that. The difference is that we always say to clients, it's just us. Like generally, I said I can't describe like as better as that. Like, what's the difference between you guys and them?
I'm not saying that we shouldn't be trending on Instagram. We should be in it. You should do as much as you can to promote your business. And if that's what works for you, if you know that you put up a post and you get X amount of inquiries, you must do so. That's your plan. That's your marketing plan. But I feel like if I'm talking to clients directly, it's a different.
It's not be all or end all. Yeah, like that's the only thing. Don't base it around Instagram. Don't base it around social media.
Like if I wasn't in the industry right now and I was outside of the industry and you're just asking me as a general question, as someone who knows about the industry but no longer part of it and doesn't care about it no more, and you said, oh, what would you say to like clients? I would say, look, social media is very much smoke and mirrors. Yeah, believe what you can believe, but don't believe everything. Yeah, it's like anything. You're not gonna take someone's word for it of a restaurant until you go try it. You know what I mean? They can say what they want about it.
But that's the difficulty, right? Like you can't try it until the actual day.
It's a hit and miss comment to make. But it is still the truth, and it regardless of everything, until you at least give that person a chance to go speak to them. But obviously you're gonna have to do what you do to get your name out there, to even be in the question, to even be in the conversation. You have to put out your reels. You have to put out your content just to even get that person in. So it is like a double-edged sword, and you've got no choice but to do it. But if from the client's perspective,
entirely on social
don't base
media.
it entirely on that. Oh, because that person's got 10k followers or 20k followers or 150k followers, they must be good.
I agree. Do you know what I mean? I always tell our clients to speak to suppliers, have a meeting, have a phone call, because I'm like, at the end of the day, people buy into people. So I'm like, you have to get a good gut feeling from them. And even when I'm doing inquiries, I'm like, it has to be both ways. Like, you have to get a good vibe from us and we have to get a good vibe from you, because you have to fully trust in your suppliers for your big day. And if you don't trust them, or if you don't have a good vibe from them, then that's your sign that they're not your people. So I always think it's important to have a phone call if you can, or go and meet them just to see what they're like.
I'll give you a good example. Me and Taran have been doing this many years. And then I've been around very talented DJs. You've been around very talented DJs. Some of them are right here, right now. But
thanks,
you're talented.
Thanks, guys.
I'm talking about him.
Can I show this video?
We'll show it at the end. But so like you've been around really talented DJs, and I've been around some like I'm not gonna say mediocre, but like maybe not as talented as the other.
When we say talented, we mean like sort of
technically gifted.
Technically gifted. So they're playing the right songs. But we start looking into
We
it a
listen
bit
to
more like how they're
timing.
playing on
We
the
listen. I base a DJ a lot on like timing of a track.
Do you do
Yeah.
an audition? If DJs want to come and work for you, do you be like, will you like play?
Not really.
No, yes and no.
Yes
Like,
and
it's,
no.
it's not an audition.
So
at,
basically, every
like,
answer
in
is
the
yes
web.
and
Yes
yes
and
and no.
No, it's like it's not like I'm not gonna pull him into the room and say, you give me half an
Yeah,
hour.
it's not
Yeah.
interview.
Like,
Here's some decks.
we'll take
here
him
you
on
go.
and we'll say we're gonna give you a job, and me and him will turn up at the event.
Okay.
Like
And go stand
we'll
at the
let them
back.
jump on with us if you know
Yeah,
what I
we'll
mean.
let them
Okay.
jump on, see how they are.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, or we'll let them go. We'll get them go do like a smaller function,
Yeah.
Okay.
and then like we'll go and turn
We'll
up at
send
the
like
event.
a senior with them.
Yeah, send like
Oh,
a senior,
okay.
like a senior MC with them or something like
Okay,
that,
to
and then
see
they'll
how
give us
they
the
are.
feedback.
Someone
Okay.
thinks like they're gonna be the guinea pig, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but so it's not like a yes or no. It wasn't like an audition. We don't
It was
call
a
them to
yes
the
or no
office.
again.
Yeah, but it's more like
I'm standing
we'll see
by
what
it now.
they're
You see
about.
how they are, yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
going back to what I was saying, like you obviously get some talented, super talented DJs who we think were talented, and then you get like the ones who are not as talented as those people. But from a client's perspective, we've had talented DJs go out, and they've not got the same response from the client as the not so talented was in terms of the service. These guys, some of them, they get great reviews.
Yeah.
You talk to the client after, X
Yeah.
and Y they were really, really, really nice and easy to work with.
Yeah.
They were sending us music playlists, etc., etc., etc. And their technical ability didn't really matter on the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not crap.
Yeah.
They made the party
They
really
played
good.
everything correct.
They played
but yeah,
everything
yeah.
correct. They catered to the bride and groom, but their technical ability wasn't in question. And some of the times with the really
Yeah.
technical, I'm not talking about in Paragon right now. I'm talking about as I've grown up
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
seen this happen
Yeah.
around me.
Yeah.
Like with other DJs and things. And even from other companies, I've been around so many DJs to know, and you to hear some like really gifted DJs, but their service is
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Do you know
Agree.
what I mean? So it ties into what I'm saying. You could be great as you want. You can have the maddest mixes. You can have the maddest Instagram, the maddest TikTok. But ultimately, if you're not with that client A to Z for the whole service,
Yeah.
it doesn't really make.
Yeah, they're gonna get annoyed, and that's
Yeah.
happened. I've had
And that
so many
happens.
clients being like, "Can't get hold of the DJ. They're not getting back to me. Can't confirm X, Y, and Z. Like, would you mind trying to call?" Da 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 da. And it's
Sorry
like,
about that time, by the way.
No, obviously it wasn't you. But yeah, and it's just annoying for clients because you think obviously you booked this DJ, you expect a really good service, and that's not always.
That's what it's about, isn't it? At that current moment in their time, it's their biggest day of their life, yeah?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they want to trust the people that are going to... And face it or not, no matter where you are from the industry, the DJ's going to make or break the party.
Yeah.
Yeah, preach.
Yeah, it
100%.
pretty much can happen. Like, if the DJ decides just to, I'm not on it today, what are you going to do?
We
Yeah.
always say like your food can come out cold, like the flowers
Yeah.
could be terrible, whatever. But the DJ has the ability to make you forget everything.
Yeah.
And just entertain
bring
you.
it back, yeah,
and completely bring it back. Not to
Yeah.
say anything's been bad before,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
in general, they really
Yeah.
do have that
Yeah,
power.
yeah.
And that's what we stand for. Like in terms of like if like for instance, like if a party is like, do you know how we say like if there's enough crowd or something like dancing and stuff like that, we don't care. We try to bring that energy no matter what. It doesn't matter what's happened, if you know what I mean. Doesn't matter what's going on or whatever.
You're
And
still
sometimes
in
we've had some really horror stories at events as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because after that first dance is that we're there to entertain.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's so
By
good.
nature,
yeah.
you're entertainers, yeah? So you have to do your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more so than the job, as a DJ, you don't want a shit party.
Yeah.
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 Innit? You want a
We
good
get
party.
bored.
Yeah.
We're starting to
It's
get bored.
harder. It's actually a harder day to do a rubbish party
Yeah, it's true.
than it is to do a good party.
Because you can't get in your flow either. So you
Yeah.
don't know what
Yeah.
if you know what I
It's
mean?
harder to think when you got like no one dancing in front of you,
Yeah.
which has happened before to
Yeah.
every DJ. Yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone's got this one
That
story.
must be so hard.
It's so difficult because your mind's not working now. You're
Yeah.
trying
Yes,
everything.
It's yes and no again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every DJ's got tricks up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Only good DJs got tricks up their sleeve. They try different things.
And
to
that's
get
where the
people on.
hosting
And
comes
that's
in.
where hosting comes into
Okay.
play.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we pride ourselves on. Like we got very good hosts.
Good hosts,
Like
yeah.
very good hosts.
Do your hosts also
Oh,
DJ?
you know,
or-
you got a cheeky smile on.
Because we don't
You're
know
just-
why
yeah,
not
yeah,
one
I
of them.
don't
I don't
just
talk
not one
on
of
the
them.
mic.
You're
I've
just
got a
not one
host
of them,
with
innit?
me.
He's-
I've got a host with me. I'll play the music.
What would you guys say are the biggest misconceptions about DJs?
That we
that
just
we-
press play.
No, I was about to- I was
That's
about
what
to-
you said, Priya.
No, I didn't say that.
I was about to say that we drink a lot.
But you've told about 3 stories where we get
Yeah, we were so drunk.
You didn't say allow it.
I think the biggest misconception is of a wedding DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, of a wedding DJ is that, well, I said the little term of like, oh, we just press play.
Yeah.
It's obviously that's a very like a sort of cliche thing
Yeah.
to say, right? But it's more like wedding DJs are not perceived as what we spoke about, people who have the ability to control a party.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what Taran said, make you forget everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some family parties where everything was rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the DJ made it.
Yeah.
Everyone forgot everything.
Funny
Yeah.
enough, the DJ was him.
Okay, don't worry, guys. I'm here now.
I'm here
He was that good.
Like I've been to a wedding. I won't even say what wedding it was, but where like a non-DJ then DJ'd for like one of the events, and they were they
what DJ?
implied
A non-DJ.
non-DJ.
A non-DJ, okay.
like kind of implied that like DJs are like the producer is responsible for like mixing music.
Okay, yeah,
DJs
yeah,
actually just
yeah,
press
yeah.
play. But I'm like, I just think that's completely untrue, and I think it is a
Yeah,
misconception.
so I don't know how I'm describing it, but what I'm trying to get at is a common misconception is actual wedding DJs' true ability of what they can do. Yeah, people don't understand. Yeah, or maybe they do, maybe they don't. But like what I've found is that they should be given more credit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This goes across the board. Wedding DJs for the past sort of 20, 30 years have been making or breaking parties.
yeah,
So
and,
true.
and they should be sort of given more credit. And the misconception of they're only DJs, why are they coming down in a pecking order? Yeah, which I've always been against. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I turned off on the day, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, you might know someone who can call a DJ, but that's
It's not the
extreme.
same.
Yeah,
It's not the same, is it? But I'm talking about, like, if you've booked someone
Yeah.
and, like, give an example, like, you know, I love decor companies, I love catering companies, but, like, say now after main course, caterers are done.
Yeah.
Go home. Decor companies, they put the things out, maybe they'll stick around for a bit, but they all go home.
Yeah.
DJs are the one people, apart from planners, yeah,
Photographers,
and
videographers.
photographers, yeah. So photographers, videographers, and DJs, they're the only people that are there start to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're there long before and they're there long after.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
true.
So those people is like a misconception of why are they not of more importance.
Yeah.
Has always been something that I've personally been against.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You should understand that it's a wedding DJ compared to like a club DJ. I used to do clubs.
Yeah.
But people are paying to dance. It's very easy. I
Yeah.
could mess around and do some like mad mixes that I've been practicing in my bedroom because they don't really care.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if it pops off, then wicked. I'll do that a mix again. Yeah, but if it doesn't, you're like, oh no, next week I'll try another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at a wedding, they're not paying to dance. It's your job to get them to
get them
dance.
to dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's very different. Like I've done clubs, I've done bars, and I've done weddings, and I was like, this is completely different. You can't play your practiced wedding set. It might work at practice club set that might work at a handful of weddings, or it may work for a certain half an hour segment.
Yeah.
But from start to finish, you got a 6-7 hour party on you. You got to figure out different ways. You and the host got to work together to kind
Yeah.
of make certain bits interesting and certain bits applicable. So like first half of the wedding, focus on the families, get some of the seniors involved, where after main course they may tend to be tired and go home, or they're just going to stop dancing after that. You know, some of them will carry on whatever, but we tend to like structure a party. That's a whole different segment, and I feel like that's really overlooked.
Yeah.
And people have a common misconception of DJs that yes, we do just press play of a playlist. It's not like that at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Not
So,
at all.
yeah.
And I think even like people when they're paying for a DJ, they forget the hours that you guys are putting in. It's not just you turn up on the day and you press play. It's the planning meetings in advance, like especially with the production and lighting. Then on the day, it's a team that's coming to set up.
Sorry, Neil.
Then you're playing. Then it's a team that are there at like 1 a.m. to set everything down. Remember the wedding that we had to stay till the end of because we had to turn the generator off.
Yeah.
It was like one in the morning, and there was just this one guy like setting down all the stuff, bless him. And I was like, it's a really long day, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of team members involved. There's travel involved. There's vans involved. There's
It's a
planning
lot of
involved.
hours involved.
Hours involved.
lot
Like
of
it
hours.
isn't just you're paying this amount for one DJ to come and press play. And I think people forget that. And until you really break everything down, you realize there's a lot of work involved. And like you said, there's a lot of work involved to get a crowd on the dance floor and keep them on the dance floor. That's really hard.
Like you could play one track and
Yeah.
it kind of spoils the whole set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people walk off, but you notice it. And things like that, I'm not going to say it's never happened to us before. It's happened to the best of us. Because sometimes you have to, like, sometimes a party is very long and you kind of have to play filler tracks. It's like a thing
Yeah.
that DJs do. But it's your ability to just bring it back straight away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's your ability to notice that as well. That,
Yeah.
okay, do you know what? This ain't working. We're going to switch it up
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
The host is not, like, if you get what I mean, they need a bit more hosting. They need a little bit less hosting.
Yeah,
Because there's some clients that don't want a lot of hosting either. They're like, we don't
Yeah.
want you to speak over
Yeah, we
all
don't
the
want to hear
words
your
and this
voice
and that.
like so much,
Yeah.
which is fine though. Which is
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a preference.
No, but yeah, some of the clients do, and honestly,
Yeah.
it's each to their own, and we're there to cater to them. So we're like, look, like we can obviously adjust our sort of like the way we do things. We host a little bit though because we find it kind of weird, not
Not saying anything, just like
we
silent
kinda-
DJs.
Yeah, we kind of find it weird, but at the same time we can adjust.
Yeah, you're not one of
So,
the people
yeah.
that will speak on the mic constantly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, I
throughout,
don't
yeah.
speak at all.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's fine.
You're just
so I'm
the
okay.
lead DJ.
So I'm like, yeah, no
The
problem.
lead
I'm
DJ. You get booked on those gigs, don't you, Taran?
He does as well, to be fair. It's true.
Your point's really true though, because I was thinking about it in a club. Like, you don't really see club DJs looking back for crowd like validation that much, but at weddings you really can see the good DJs are looking at the crowd, working out who's on the dance floor, who's not on the dance floor, who do they need to call to the dance floor.
Yeah, it's true.
What are they gonna like? There's a lot of like constant
this
interaction.
goes back to what I was telling you the other day. So I went to a wedding recently. I'm not going to give too many details away because he might listen to this. Groom had booked his friend to DJ, right?
Okay.
Who's an international DJ who DJs in clubs.
From the UK or?
No, from abroad.
Okay.
But like they're white and it's an Asian party for this after party. But he starts DJing and just no one is dancing and it's ruining the whole vibe. But I'm watching it, but I'm like, and then I went up to him and obviously I wasn't like planning or coordinating, but it was frustrating me because like there were some older people as well and they were like, oh, we'll stay for the after party for an hour just because we're here. But then they were like, they're not going to go. Like they don't want to do
video
that.
of like from
Yeah,
Italy?
you didn't
But
use
yeah,
it.
look, I
no,
can do
exactly.
this.
Yeah,
So,
I was
I
going to take it. No, but I went up to him and I was like, look, can you change it? He was like, no, the groom said to play these tracks. I'm like, the groom mate, first of all, the groom's not in this room. But second of all, like, nobody here is enjoying this. And he was like, this is all I have. Like, I don't play R&B, hip hop. And so
Look,
and I'm
club
like,
DJs are very used to playing
Yeah.
the
Club
genre.
DJs are one genre.
Yeah. And that's the thing that you find as well. Literally,
yeah.
you've
But
experienced
then
it
but then
yourself.
it killed the
Yeah.
crowd. And then,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And like, you know, one thing
That's
that...
the different thing about wedding DJs. To be
Yeah.
fair, I really sort of respect wedding DJs in general, like, as a whole, like in everyone. They have to be all genres. There's not a genre that we've done parties. I've done a full Arabic party. I've not understood a word, but I've just basically just gone off the vibe. I've pre-prepped, like pre-planned, if you know what I mean, and we just done it. Done a complete Spanish party before. Like, I mean, like, complete.
Wow.
Like, there's not even like a
I've
little
done
bit
some
English.
real fusions in my
Yeah, if
time.
you know what I mean. And like, we've just done it. And I'll be,
Yeah.
And
it's
remember in Italy,
Yeah.
like, you know, we sort of went into that like rock vibe.
Yeah.
All that sort of
And
stuff.
but
Oh,
look
look,
how
how
many-
many,
look how many genres he actually went through.
Yeah, we
Like,
went
if
through.
you know
We
what I
went through drum and bass. We went through
Like,
like a little
everything.
rock area. We went through pop,
R&B,
R&B. We
like,
went. We had like
Bollywood,
4 or 5 hours
Bhangra,
of DJing.
everything.
You're
Like,
just showing
everything.
off your whole catalogue.
So I ran out of songs now.
Yeah. Just
No,
picking out of the hat. Okay,
but
you've
what I'm
got
saying is
pop
that-
from the 90s. Go.
But like even for us now, like we've had since we took over, we get a lot of people have always contacted us to say, oh, "Can we come on board?" and things like that.
Yeah.
We literally pride it on one. Obviously, you have to have some sort of technical ability, but you have to be open format. You have to
Yeah.
be able to.
That's the best way to describe it, actually.
you
Yeah,
have
open
to be
format
really
DJ.
open
Yeah, yeah.
format. You have to be able to go on. If I send you to a wedding on Saturday, I said we had a job a couple of years ago. Sent one of our DJs. He did Ascot Race Course on a Saturday, and then he did I can't remember what it was the next day, and another function the next day, Beaumont House, and then there were two completely separate. The Ascot Race Course client. We were very much only in touch with the groom, who was a Gujarati guy. Had no idea the whole time that he was marrying an Italian lady. Yeah, so his bride was Italian. She had a very common name as her first name, so we just assumed it was like her English name, but
Yeah.
she didn't give the surname. But turned out her whole family was Italian. And then he did that wedding, Gujarati Italian mix on a Saturday. Sunday morning, gets up and goes to a full-blown Desi wedding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And got wicked reviews from the whole weekend. But that's the DJs that we want to trust. And I think what Taran said, commonly across the ground, like in all companies, wedding DJs is a hard craft.
Yeah.
Like there's certain DJs out there who are like, we only want to do Bollywood. We only want to
Yeah.
do Bollywood crowds. We only want to
Which
do
I'll be honest
Punjabi.
with you, we kind of stay away.
We kinda
Because there's
stay away
certain
from
DJs
them.
that do, like, we're trying to, like, we're like, oh, do you want to go, like, when DJs want to come on board, and we're like, okay, cool, do you want to go do this event? I don't touch Bollywood. Oh, I don't touch Bhangra. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you touch then? Like, are you a DJ? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, do you want a DJ or not?
Then you
Yeah.
get the
So,
some
like-
DJs like the ones that we have now. You're like, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Come
anything.
do it.
They don't
Playlist.
ask what genre it is.
But this is what we promote with like it ties back into the service, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we want the DJs to get to know the clients. Like it's one thing we've prided ourselves
Yeah.
on. I've always done it myself.
It's important for us as
Really
well.
get to know the clients. Like I ask them like, you know, what's your uni? Where'd you go uni? Where did the bride go? Where did the groom go? And then you kind of just do a bit of homework yourself, you know. And then like, oh, what was the popular tracks like that you and your mates
Okay,
used to
okay.
like when you were like
We
out.
like to call it like
SU, but-
ammunition.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
build
Like,
up
give
your
us some
sort of
ammunition.
ammunition library.
Yeah.
So you find out certain things, you know, oh, what was your parents' favourite track or
Yeah,
whatever,
oh,
la la
that's
la.
nice, yeah.
You know, and you find out certain things. I want to even know what they listen to in the car. So during background main course and
Yeah.
and like starters, I'm playing some of their songs
Yeah,
that they
that's
would be
nice.
That's really
just them
good.
two as a couple would be listening to in the
Yeah.
car. Do you know know what I mean? I'm giving away some secrets here.
Yeah.
But
No,
do you know
but
what I
it's
mean?
It's so
Could you
useful.
tailor
like, stuff
it?
It's
like
how
this.
we
Yeah.
personalize things to cater to a crowd, and to cater to the bride and groom, and it's how we can personalize it through music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very hard craft, is what I'd say, and it's a very difficult task to stay on. Very difficult craft to stay on top of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because music's consistently
Yeah,
changing,
new
trends are
songs all
consistently
the
changing.
time. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like you learn piano, you can be a grade 9, you can practically play anything.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like a DJ would have to literally be current all
Yeah.
the time, but still know old
Old
school,
school
still
stuff,
know. And a
yeah.
wedding DJ would have to keep up to date with so many different genres.
And there's new
Yeah.
genres coming out all the time.
Yeah.
genres
Yeah.
coming out all the
True.
time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
True.
Afrobeats just came out of nowhere.
Not Afro House.
Afro House, sorry, whatever, you know what I mean?
Afro
like-
beats around for a time. Come on, innit?
Kept on
Come on,
out.
innit?
But Afro House just came
Yeah.
out of nowhere. Then like
Like,
so
I love Afro House now.
No,
It's
like,
like,
yeah,
if you know what I mean,
it's
like
cool.
it's it's weird, but you get used to these genres.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And a lot of clients have noticed they love it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
And I remember like when we were growing up, like the trends of like funky house, like migrant
Yeah.
stank
yeah,
and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But that trend's gone now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it still
yeah.
works though.
But it
Sometimes.
does,
works,
yeah, for
still
that,
works,
for that
But at that
generation
time, it
of
was like you had to get used to it. It was like,
Yeah.
and I remember like my older cousins who were DJs. Like, what is this nonsense? Like, they couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like I had to.
yeah,
You have
yeah,
to in it
yeah.
because that's what's working at gigs. So so I'd say definitely wedding DJing is a craft that is
Yeah.
is like no other.
Agree.
It
I
should
think
be
we also
respected.
both appreciated it way more since doing Pristine because you see a big difference in DJs and
Yeah.
and what they do to the crowd.
Yeah.
I think.
Like, because we go, obviously, I mean, you guys go to weddings all the time, but you guys are DJing. So we go there and we're like observing everything, right? Like, ultimately, when the dance floor opens, our job is kind of done.
Yeah.
But then we stay
Don't
around
say
for a
it, don't
bit.
say
Like,
that, no.
no, but it is like, right? Because there's nothing else to coordinate, right? So all we're doing is just kind of observing. Like, we hang out with a couple a bit, but you get to notice just like subtleties, and you're like, I'll come out for a wedding and we'll be driving home, and I'll be like, something just wasn't right. I don't know what it was, but you just know the DJ wasn't good. And so if a client is like, oh, I want to book them, I'm like, oh yeah, no, they're okay, but I'll be quite clear that no, actually go with this DJ
Yeah.
because you just feel it's different. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't lie, like you just you
Yeah.
feel it.
How have you felt when you heard us?
Like I was out of body
Oh,
experience.
yeah.
I was like,
Go on,
it was
geezer.
like I left my body and I was looking down at my body and I was like, wow.
Those are the functions that he
Yeah,
never
yeah.
left.
He was driving home and your body's still there.
Yeah,
You're still
yeah.
raving in the crowd.
If I die tomorrow, then I'll
Yeah.
be done happy. Paragon music.
Let's wrap it up with some quick fire questions. Okay. So like quick answers.
Everything's gonna be yes and no.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Summary.
Yeah, maybe,
Yes and no.
yeah.
Okay, fine. What parts of production should couples prioritize for their wedding?
Lighting.
Like,
True. I always say people underestimate how much lighting can change your whole
Yeah.
wedding and the whole
You
aesthetic.
could spend so much money on everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but if you got no lighting to bring it to life,
Yeah.
Preach.
like this flower pot, whatever this pot here, if you've got no light for it, it'll be just be dark.
So I've got.
Yeah. No, but it's true though. Like it's very true.
Yeah.
Like
walk
pin
into a
spots,
room, what's the
everything.
first thing you do? You turn on the light.
Like
Yeah.
people think it's just moving lights, but it's
Yeah,
a whole different lighting. There's
True.
profiles, pin spotting, everything.
Which
Appliances.
must make it even more frustrating when a couple's like, oh, can we take off the two
Lighting, yeah.
pin lights or whatever to
Yeah.
reduce the price? And you're like, A, it's
It's-
not going to
yeah.
reduce the price, and
Yeah,
B, just leave
Look,
it
I feel
in.
like it's a bit of a. It depends. It depends. Like, look, for some couples, it's not as important, which is totally understandable. I'll be honest with you. Try to sort of explain the importance of it.
Yeah.
But if it's not important to them, each
Yeah.
their own.
And it
Yeah.
depends on what the
Look, you're
client's
not there-
asking for.
yeah.
They could be saying that we're spending a lot on the decor. We want to bring it to life. And
Yeah.
we want a lot of lighting to complement that.
Like
When
we
you-
found couples are like that. Though,
Yeah,
that are spending
and
a lot of money on decor.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
we found couples that are like, we want a club vibe. I want nuts lights.
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
like
So you don't
craziness.
want that
So
aesthetic.
now you're
lights.
catering to two different clients,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
with the same topic of lighting, but in two different ways.
vibes.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, what's one thing couples underestimate about music for their wedding?
How much music is out there?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I
That's
don't
a
know.
hard one.
What do you mean like by that? Like, I don't-
No, I think that's a good enough answer, man. Like,
Yeah,
how
just
much
like-
music is out there? Like, if I'm like show you a random song, you'd be like, you kind of just expect the DJ to know, but there's like billions of songs, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah.
some people like come and just kind of sing a tone to you while you're
Yeah.
DJing.
Sing
play
it.
that.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
those
I
are the
can't
best
hear
ones.
you.
They'll
I
sing a
can't
lyric
hear
of a
you.
track.
No, will they actually?
Yeah, it still happens
Yeah.
now. It happened yesterday.
Yeah, it happened
Yeah.
yesterday. And I'm like, is it this one? And he couldn't hear me because the sound's so loud.
Yeah.
So I showed him and he's like, is this one? He heard him. I was like, look, just don't worry about it. I
At
was like,
least
we
one
got
of
it.
you got it. Okay, fine. What's the best first dance song?
There's so many.
Best or most popular?
Fine, most popular.
Most popular? Oof. What genre?
Any.
It's just Ed Sheeran, innit?
Yeah, something perfect or like.
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect
fine.
thinking out
What's-
loud. I really like that Conversations after the John Legend one.
Oh, okay, that's a nice one.
Really
that's
nice
not
one.
super obvious. What's the most overrated wedding song?
Monday on the Budge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I hate. Didn't that come on where we
Yeah,
were
it did,
somewhere the
yeah.
other day?
Like, I feel like, look, you hear it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But still, it works
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I personally, like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
It's a bit of a controversial one, but I'd say overrated is Read from Desire.
I love Read
Really?
from
Oh,
Desire,
I love
man.
that one.
You getting him on the floor and everything, busting his
I think it's
moves.
overrated, man. You hear it in football all the time, innit?
That's why I like it though. Like I don't actually like the song that much. I just like singing Will Griggs on fire. Your defense is terrified. You know, from like the you don't watch football.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. TVs in
I'm too busy
Hounslow.
working.
Oh right.
Okay, what's one song guaranteed to fill the dance floor that works every time?
Freed from Desire.
Okay,
It does though.
The worst thing is it's true. Punjabi, I'd say Hostel.
yeah,
Sorry,
good
man.
one.
That
Yeah.
is guaranteed to go. And I'd say English.
That We Found Love.
We
Free from
Found
the-
Love,
Honestly,
man.
the
Oh, no,
typical
we-
ones that get like couples actually sometimes they don't play,
That's
But they-
that's
but
her
they
don't play song.
guaranteed
That's
fill-
her don't play song. We
but
found
they
love.
guaranteed fill the dance floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's
Fat Man
guaranteed.
Scoop. Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah,
is
it's
good.
true.
It's a good way to switch up the crowd.
Mm.
But it's still the same. It's like literally they're guaranteed to fill the dance floor.
And what about any Sean Paul? I feel like that's an overrated one. Or do
I
you
like
play a lot
Temperature.
of that? Yeah, fine. Okay, fine.
What's
Um,
overrated to you, like in Sean Paul?
Temperature.
Reasonable.
No,
yeah,
don't.
yeah.
You guys,
Cancer sisters. wasn't it?
yeah,
Don't worry
honestly, you
about
guys
it.
are meant to be doing that. I joke. Okay. What's one song you're tired of playing?
None, to be fair. I can't think of any, honestly.
That's a good answer.
Like, none. You don't get tired of playing a song. By the way, we just press play.
Yeah.
That's all right. So it's
I
fine.
can't play Billy Gator anymore.
No, but you're not tired of it, are you?
Sounds like he is actually.
We don't play it anyway in general. It
I'm
depends on the
tired of
crowd.
CT.
I love, yeah. So
Okay,
it's
fine.
each preference. Innit?
I'm being picky and choosy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine, but
Because
we
I'm
had
still
to give you an
gonna
answer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still gonna end up
Can
playing
you
it,
imagine
yeah.
if you've been, I'm not playing this, guys.
play it. Miss Pooja rings. What's going on here?
And then, because we normally do as a closing tradition, if you can give one piece of advice for future couples, what would you say?
Book Paragon.
Very helpful. It doesn't have to be about DJing, it can be about wedding stuff in general.
Oh, what a piece of advice for a couple about to get married.
Yeah,
It's a bit like what you said earlier, to be fair. My biggest advice is always go with who you trust.
yeah,
Because you're trusting them with the biggest day
Yeah.
of your life.
yeah.
Literally, I even say, even if it's not us, like if
Yeah,
you don't
same.
trust me to deliver on the day,
Don't do
Then
it.
Trust-
that we're not the
trust
guys. No, but in general. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Hi, have you met Malkit? Yeah. No, but honestly, that's probably the biggest advice.
No,
Because that's
totally
not
agree.
specifically about DJing
Yeah.
or anything. That's with everything.
Yeah.
To be fair, I gave
Everything
that. I
as a
gave
whole.
that advice to a client I spoke to a few days ago. I'd say, look, whoever you do end up going with,
Yeah.
and the team that you end up booking from, he was talking about decor, bar, DJ, and photographers. I said, whoever you end up booking, make sure one they all get along with each other,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and
That's a
secondly,
big thing nowadays as well.
And
Yeah.
secondly, who do you vibe with?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
true.
Since we took over Paragon, a lot of the jobs that sort of excelled us further,
Mm.
yeah, like some of the larger scale jobs and stuff, is because the people just liked us as people.
They took a
Yeah.
liking to
They
us
just
and they
took a liking
trusted
to
us
us.
to
Yeah.
deliver on that particular job.
Yeah.
And
no.
even when we
Yeah.
specifically told them we don't specialize in this part, yeah, they wanted us.
Yeah,
to
there's been a few jobs
There's been
where
a
we
few
kind
jobs
of
where they
yeah.
ask us to do something that's really out of our forte, and it doesn't really come under AV sort of bracket. They just trusted us to source the people to do it. They just said, we want to give it to you because we trust you.
Yeah.
And that for us was kind of like, it's a wake up call to be
Yeah.
like, for the clients, even if it's not us, even if it's not you,
Yeah.
whoever it is, make sure you vibe with them, because
Yeah.
you're gonna have to chat to these lot
Yeah.
for months on end
Yeah,
now, and
yeah, yeah.
9 times out of 10, we end up becoming good mates with our clients after.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They become more friends in it, and,
Yeah.
and you know, they recommend.
Yeah,
you know, I
yeah,
still
yeah.
get good recommendations
So
from
true.
people. You done our wedding, and
Yeah.
and you speak to them after when they have kids. They message you.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's
A lot of
nice.
our work comes from that.
Yeah,
In terms
so
of our
I've had-
recommendations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
and that's how
so
it works.
true.
And it's not we're not even doing it out of the context of we want more work out of you. We want to get
You're
more
just
stuff.
doing it 'cause-
That happens naturally. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
it doesn't. It is what it is. There's always work to come. But it's more like that trust factor goes a long way, because even whatever they say about you, they'll just say, look, man, we've been with these guys for years.
Yeah.
And that's the Paragon way.
Yeah.
That's how it's been for 40 years. That's why it existed, because of that kind of service. Do you know what I mean? That's why it lasted so long. So
Yeah.
it would be wrong of us to not continue that
Continue
tradition.
it. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
my last question for this whole episode is what's next for Paragon?
Ooh,
Big
What's
things.
next for the
big
next
things.
40 years?
40 years.
To be fair, this year we're gonna really sort of So look, we're working on, like, we don't want to say too much, but we're working on a lot of things behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. And it's because obviously it's our 40th year, and we're really gonna sort of set a new tone for like the next 40 years to come.
Yeah.
Like, we're not stopping here. The thing is, we I don't know, we're probably not gonna be like probably pass it down, innit? Eventually, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how best to describe it. Maybe
I know,
repeat,
like,
maybe say it differently. I don't know. So
Like, when we
Sorry.
Say what he said, but better.
yeah, say it better, innit?
I don't know. What say it's better? I don't know. Look,
Gotta
it's-
say we're not stopping it. Innit?
yeah. Look, it's not gonna.
The show
end.
goes on.
Yeah. The show goes on.
Yeah, that should be
It doesn't end. Doesn't end here.
Yeah.
Not. Why are we talking about ending? There's nothing
No,
ending.
no, just,
Yeah.
just what's next
We
with
just get
Paragon.
started.
What's next for Paragon? Yeah. I mean, we're working on a lot of things behind the scenes. Obviously, it's hard to explain what we're going to do without
Yeah.
telling you what those things
Yeah.
are. But it's more so back to innovation,
Yeah.
back to doing things a bit differently. If people look back to in the last 5 years from when we started Paragon, we were doing our best not to follow the current trends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's with everything, even like investing in equipment and stuff like that. As
Yeah, Taran
Like,
was
what we
very
bought.
much about that as
Yeah.
well, in terms of he was more heading the equipment side, I was more client based. And
well.
we
As you
were-
can tell, he speaks a lot, innit? I stay quiet. I'm like, say the one words.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was very much about looking at, all right, everyone's doing the same thing, copying each other, going
Yeah.
over and over.
We
and
felt
over
like
again.
that was a trend.
And we felt like that was a trend, and I felt bad for like people who were being copied
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's unavoidable.
Yeah.
You're gonna get clients who are gonna show you a picture and
And
say,
they
"I
want
want
that.
you to imitate
Which we've actually
this."
done in the past. Like there's
Yeah.
certain lights that we've actually said, look, we don't actually have those lights.
Yeah.
And we don't
like,
want to be known
yeah.
for it either.
But
we
they're
wanna
like,
be
we
stand
really
out.
want it. So we're like, alright, cool, we'll do it for you.
All
No
right, man,
problem.
It is
Yeah.
what it
Yeah,
is. So
yeah, yeah.
you're gonna get the handful like that. But from wherever we can, we love the clients who came to us in the beginning of when we took over, and they were like, here's our sort of proposed budget. Here's our ideas. Can you two just put something together for us
Yeah.
and create some mad ideas? And we'd come back, and we used to love that.
Yeah.
It used to be
Yeah.
like a proper, like we'd stay late in the office,
Yeah.
draw out things,
Yeah,
put
yeah.
things together on the computer, try things out, see how much it's gonna cost us, see if it's gonna fit in their budget, and then obviously judge it against the weekend, etc. So there's so much to go along with it. But we love the idea of being able to create something, and then for us, it was an idea for not being following trend.
Yeah.
Trying to be as different as we can to make a Paragon stamp into the industry.
Still be
And
innovative.
the next step for us is to continue to do that with the next
On a larger scale.
on a larger scale.
Love that.
Yeah,
Without
so-
saying too much, but
Yeah,
yeah,
without-
on a
We're
much
very
larger scale.
excited to see where your 40th birthday goes, but 40th birthday year.
Oh, you guys are gonna plan it? We're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, obviously.
We ain't gonna plan it, you know us.
Obviously, Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be
Get-
part time.
get a
It'll be
sit- do
42 years
a
by the time we get
40
around to it.
Do a
Yeah.
40-page document for that.
Yeah.
And oh wait, I had one last question to ask you, which isn't really relevant to weddings, but how is it being in business with your best friend?
I was gonna ask that before, but
It's so
now
insane.
you didn't
Too
stop
late
me.
now,
Is he coming?
He's right here.
Really good, isn't it? I suppose.
I'll be honest with you, it's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
Aw.
Yeah, has its more pros than cons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when it does have its
Yeah.
cons, things hit the
Thing is, yeah, that a lot of people don't know about us is that I feel like we've learned each other, like in terms of like how to work with each other differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of friends haven't lasted in business. That's the honest
Yeah.
truth.
Yes.
Even families giving that advice. Oh, he's your friends, this
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that. But honestly, I don't know how to describe it to him. I'm like, you're not in that dynamic though. Like
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
like, don't worry about it. I was like, look,
Yeah.
And
we've got our understanding. Like we really understand each other,
Yeah.
and that's the main thing. Like I know when he's angry. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll just leave it and just chat to him tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
he knows if I'm annoyed about something,
Yeah.
but for good reason though.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if you know what I mean, like, and we kind of know when to sort of,
and we know
yeah.
when to sort of play off each other.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And look, we've been around so many, like being in business now.
yeah.
You've been around so many people who are doing business with.
I say that
and,
ain't the first business that we've done either.
Yeah, it's not the
That's the
first
difference
business
as
that
well.
we've done.
Yeah, you've had experience doing it
We
together.
once shared like a really tiny office that just had one desk,
Yeah.
And we've sat at the same
and we both
desk.
sat at the
Oh.
same desk.
I used to
and-
fall asleep and he'd be just doing work.
Yeah. And it was and we've come from and we used to work out of my front room, then we worked out of
And we moved to
it was in the little
in the
little-
garage and we
in
moved
the
to my
garage.
front room.
Then we moved to his front room, and then we've had other people involved in our business who haven't lasted with us. Not to say that we've fallen out with them.
Yeah.
It's just to say that the only people that kind of did last through it all was
Yeah.
was us two. So
Taran.
we knew that, cliche as it sounds, but destiny was written in it. Can't give up now.
Love
Yeah. So
that.
it's good. It's
Love
good.
your
Our birthdays are
bromance.
2 weeks apart.
That's so
birthdays are 2
cute.
weeks
Celebrated together.
Love
Liam,
that.
you may be invited to the next one. It's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks,
If
mate.
you're
Yeah, I've
lucky.
got the present booked already.
We may need a club DJ.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm ready, guys. I'm ready.
So maybe get the guy at your mate's wedding.
How has it been for you guys working with Paragon?
It's been amazing.
Yeah, we love it. Whenever we're doing like a check with our couples and they're like DJ Paragon, we're like, yes, we can't wait.
But the thing is, it's not like for us, right? Like we get along with you guys, but it's not just about getting along. Because
Yeah.
ultimately, we have clients to serve.
No, we've
Yeah,
got
of
work
course,
to do.
yeah,
We've got
yeah.
job to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it works well because like we like you guys as people, but we also respect how much work and effort that you put into each event, and therefore like working with you guys is just it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Also, exactly what you said. Like, you're super responsive. If I ever need anything, you all WhatsApp back. Whether it's you guys, Nils, you'll WhatsApp back, call me back. If anything, you guys will call me if I've messaged you straight away to talk through things. And you're really good at working within budgets. You're really good at coming up with ideas. There's no egos. Like, you can just have an honest chat and be like, this was going to work, this isn't going to work. So yeah, we love working with you. I recommend a lot of our clients to you for that reason. And on top of that, you're nice people. So I know you'll look after, ultimately, whoever we recommend our clients to is our responsibility. So we know that if they book you, you're going to look after them and you're going to deliver, because obviously that's the most important thing for us. So, and then obviously on top of that, you guys are great guys to be around and good energy. So yeah.
What do you guys look for in a DJ?
What do we
An
look
open profile.
Oh, you mean
format.
open format?
No, an open
Come on,
profile.
then.
on
Open
Instagram.
profile.
He's technically talking about me there.
What do we look for? To be honest, the main things that when I go to weddings is just seeing, like, number one, how professional they are, if they stick to timings, if they communicate, if they
That service has to be there.
yeah,
innit?
like sometimes we've
See,
had
you haven't even
DJs
said
come
you
up.
haven't even said talent.
See, that's what I mean.
No,
It's
no,
a prime
but
You
I
know what I
was
mean?
gonna,
Like, you
no,
haven't
no, I
even-
was
Because
gonna.
a lot for us as planners, right?
No,
it's
I'm
like,
saying like it's the way people think. Like,
yeah,
in
but no, as
general, like-
planners, it's like we need people who are responsive and stick
But
to
now,
things.
say
blah,
now
blah,
for
blah.
clients who
Yeah.
don't have planners, they're technically planning their own wedding.
Yeah.
The service becomes first.
Yeah, yeah,
Rather
yeah.
than the actual talent.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Not saying talent's bad,
Not to
by
say
the
that
way.
talent
Like,
is
you
good.
need to have
Shit.
talent.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They have to be good DJ. But like
Yeah.
the first thing that you mentioned is the reason why I asked the question. It's
Yeah.
a prime example
Yeah.
of like how important it is
Yeah.
that you're not just booking a wedding DJ to come and play music.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the end goal. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
but you need
But
everything
everything
else.
in the lead up, you're booking them maybe a year to 9 months in advance. Yeah, sometimes you get last minute weddings, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're like obviously really organized, a year in advance, you're going to be talking to this person a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But a lot of your weekend planning of your wedding is
Yeah.
going to go to speaking to suppliers. They have to be good at that.
And even on the day, like a lot of couples now, they speak like recently, like in recent times that I've spoken to now, they keep speaking about, like, they always ask about speeches, like, is there going to be a microphone?
Yeah.
I don't want no feedback. I don't want no feedback in my microphone. Or is the video going to have sound?
Yeah.
Things like that. It's actually more technical they're talking about. They're not actually even talking about me DJing.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
yeah.
actually
and they're
talking about-
you like
yeah.
hosting their event.
Yeah, yeah,
They're talking
yeah.
about like during the speeches, I don't want no one speaking.
Yeah,
Like,
can you make
can
sure
Well,
you
don't
get
worry, we've got
everyone's
that handled.
Like,
Stuff
how,
like
what
that,
you're
yeah.
gonna do to make sure you got everyone's attention.
Yeah.
And I've seen some like DJs do some real different things to get people's attention and stuff. Some
Yeah.
people like I start saying shh on the mic and
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I've got like we got
Very
another-
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very original.
Very different.
Very
honestly.
original. You know
You
how-
don't get that no.
And I
But
got
you're giving away too many secrets, man. Someone watches this. they'll
Don't
just-
tell anyone about that. Yeah. In fact, yeah. And they got like I got one of our DJs. He would start just call everyone on the mic and say, "Can I get a round of applause from everyone for no reason?"
Yeah.
And everyone's clapping. They don't
Yeah.
know why. And he goes, "Now I've got your attention."
Yeah.
And let's start the speeches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was a real secret he gave away.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe cut that one.
Yeah.
Cut that one out. Yeah. But like it's different things that
Yeah.
that come first before even the
Talent,
technically,
yeah,
really.
yeah,
So,
100%.
100%.
No, love that. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us and going through your whole journey. We're very excited to see what comes this year and to celebrate 40 years with you. And looking forward to lots more events together.
You guys
Yeah.
are on planet, so get sorted.
Yeah,
No, but
we're
thank you
there.
for having us. Really
No,
appreciate
No,
you're
it's
it.
so
been amazing.
welcome. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Please like, follow, subscribe for more.